Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Connor Knowles, and this is the Nerdic Gods podcast, episode 204. Joining me as always, Never Rolly.
What's up, gamers? What's going on?
I'm excited.
My chair's slowly sinking. Like
your stubby legs. I thought you were just standing.
Yeah, his feet are not even touching the ground right now.
Wow, they're just dangling off like a toddler getting a haircut. Guys, welcome. This is our Game of the Year extravaganza episode. Game of the Year for 2023. What an incredible year in video games it has been. I should have done like a really proper introduction like Healy does in the beginning of the Game Awards, you know. Just like sit here and get like really like sentimental about like the year in video games that it's been. But we're not going to do that.
Okay.
Daniel.
Can you believe, Connor?
Yeah.
We have Dan Hauser here with us.
Wow, Dan Hauser.
Welcome to the show, Dan.
Welcome to the show, buddy. I know you're busy making some multimedia bullshit, whatever the fuck you're doing over there, Dan. But you know what's weird about all of Rockstar is that they're all in the UK. You know, and like you never think of Rockstar as an English company.
Yeah,
they do so American-leaning stuff, right?
When I went to see Kind of Funny live, meet the guys. I was in the queue and he was like, "Oh yeah, I worked on Red Dead Redemption." I was like, "What the fuck?"
Cool.
What the fuck?
I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Oh, thanks for that. I really appreciate it. Got me through some hard times." But then he just looked at me weird. And I was like, I'm pouring my heart and soul out to you. And he was like, yeah, it's a bit weird. Just this Brits, man. We're just not about feelings.
See, I kind of like that. I need to move there.
Because you Americans, are like, oh man, that means so much. That means so much to me. Because I was in my Duffy. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, you know what I mean?
No one uses Duffy. No one says that.
Maybe in a certain part of America, people would do that. But like,
I'm in the South. No one's using the word Duffy in this.
No,
look at my
certain parts, you'll get smacked for saying that type of shit.
Look what my loving partner bought me. Not.
Oh, I'm sorry for your loss.
That's really cool.
That's nice, isn't
really
it?
Cool.
Daniel,
yeah,
I'm going to ignore your stupid comment.
Okay. It's a pretty cool picture, though. I like that.
It is nice.
Yeah.
What was Daniel's comment?
Oh, I said I'm sorry for your loss.
What was the loss?
That he had to get that.
Oh, okay.
By far the best video game adaptation ever made for the big or small screen.
I think it's a fine show.
Okay. I have a top 5 TV shows of the year.
Do it.
Oh, let's hear it.
Let's go.
Want to hear it now?
Yeah, why not?
I'm gonna do my top.
Then let's get to the game.
I'll put my top of the pop with some music on.
What was it? Was Twisted Metal.
Oh no!
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's pretty good.
It's all right. Honestly, I don't get how this.
A really weak year for TV. Like a horribly weak year compared to 2022, especially.
2021 was good.
One of the best years in TV ever.
No, wasn't that 2021? That was the really good one.
With
Arcane and all that.
Better Call Saul and House of Dragon, and
yeah, but 2021 had Midnight Mass, Arcane. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so anyways, it would be Twisted Metal, Fall of House Usher.
Oh yeah.
Invincible. Even though we only got 4 episodes, that's just fucking fantastic.
Still need to watch the 3.
Oh man, dude, that show's so good. And then Last of Us would be 2, and then number 1 would be Attack on Titan.
Okay.
Because Attack on Titan was just the shit.
Yeah.
I had such a good time watching that whole.
I remember you going through that.
Anything about it? Oh man, what a magical experience!
Did you like the end, the full end of the show?
I did.
Did it stick the landing for you?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
the ending was great.
What did I watch? Succession was good.
Yeah, it's a show I need to watch. I need to watch that show.
That was my unemployed
show.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't even like it that much.
Like, I'm unemployed. Let's watch a bunch of rich people.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't even like it that much until the end. I was like, oh, it's good. It's good now. Season 3. Top 5. I mean, what? We Twisted Metal. Jack Reacher's alright at the moment. Oh, that was this year, innit?
Who?
Jack Reacher. New Jack Reacher.
Oh, Jack Reacher.
Succession. Yeah, Last of Us. I didn't really watch that much.
I was saying, wasn't that great a year for TV?
Cobra Kai, yeah, listen to this. Facebook, yeah. they are cast. They're looking for extras for the new show. What the fuck? Where is it?
Yeah, still, it's a little disappointing that they're still not filming yet.
Why?
They get that out quick though. Once they start filming, it comes out pretty soon after.
I need it, man. Last year, the year before last, 2023, we had 2 seasons in 1 year.
Yeah. That was the problem. Probably should stretch that out a little bit. I'm curious to see if that new movie ties in to the series then.
It's all in the same universe, I assume.
Yeah, it's gonna have to in some way. Wow, there was a duck there. Why did you do that?
I don't know.
The show over. We can't deal with this, guys. This this is a video game podcast. I'll do the whole rigmarole thing. We are a weekly video game show. We are the Nerdic Gods. We have done this for how many episodes now? 303? 304?
No, 200. 200.
Why do I have 300 on my mind so much? I have no idea. Anyways, typically our show, we run through the weekly video game news, whatever has happened that has been major in the world of video games through that week. We then talk about what we've been playing. Normally one of us is playing the latest and greatest thing or whatever. We go back in our backlog sometimes. And then we normally end the show with a fun little game. Me and Daniel have been doing character rankings throughout the year, video game character rankings throughout the year. We just did a whole episode on that a couple weeks ago, so you can go find that. That would be our holiday special if you're interested. And yeah, please remember to subscribe to us, youtube.com/nerdgods. You can also find us available on all audio platforms. Guys, Game of the Year 2023. We're here. The year's over. We're in 2024. It's January 4th right now. We're here. Happy New Year, guys. Forgot to tell you.
Happy New Year. This should be a good year for games, too. I'm excited to see what comes out.
Why do we say Happy New Year? Like, why?
So
you say New Year?
Yeah.
Why can't we just say, why do we have to say anything? Why do we have to say anything?
I mean, I think switching over the calendars.
People just keep, people like work like Happy New Year. I'm like, well, and? Right? Happy New Year. Happy New Year. No,
it's not happy, bitch. Get out of my face.
I'm miserable. Leave me alone.
Okay, so for our Game of the Year, what we do is we have a few different categories. We have a whole arrangement of different games in those categories. We're going to name off the games in the category, and then we will narrow it down to our favorites for each of those categories. And then we will pick one. We will pick a winner and a runner-up, and we'll go from there. And then at the end, we'll do our top 10s, each of us, and that'll be the show.
Cool.
All right.
Sims, can everyone see our list or like the categories? Do you have that popped up for everyone?
He'll work on it, I'm sure.
Okay.
Guys, our first category then is best gameplay / game feel. Your nominees: Hi-Fi Rush, Hogwarts Legacy, Dead Space Remake, Like a Dragon Ishin, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Street Fighter 6, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 16, Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon, Mortal Kombat 1, Cocoon, Viewfinder, Starfield, El Paso Elsewhere, Sea of Stars, Spider-Man 2, Like a Dragon Gaiden, and Super Mario Wonder.
That's a good category.
Where should we start here?
Yeah.
It's a great category.
Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorites for sure.
Let's just start at the top, I'd say. I mean,
okay.
Hi-Fi Rush, definite keeper.
Great
to play. Has
solid.
A very unique concept behind it as well, I would say.
Yeah,
so
that timing the hits with the rhythm.
Runner here.
For sure. Timing hits with a rhythm, I think, really brings a dynamic feel to like what you would normally get for like a traditional character action game. Like you get rhythm with Devil May Cry, but it's a little different because you're not timing it to music, you know? You're kind of timing it to yourself. But actually timing it to music feels awesome.
It's so fun when you get in a flow with it too, you know, and you're like bobbing your head to the music. You're like bam, 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 bam. It's great.
Switch enemies, bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
Come back, yeah. Yeah, it feels really, really good.
Okay, so definite keeper.
Definitely keeper.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you two do that. I played a good amount of it, but wasn't my cup of tea.
Yeah. It's better than I initially thought it would be. But you are just kind of flinging spells. There's not really, melee combat or anything like that. I think it's fun. Does it really hold up? And like, especially with like some of these other games we have here, no, I don't think it does. So I think that's something we can cut pretty quickly. I'll just cut that.
Sims, you in agreement on that?
I mean, the game's amazing for like the first couple of hours because it's like you're in this world, it's very magical, it's like, yeah, we're in the Harry Potter world. But then as soon as like you start to see the nuts and bolts of the game, you kind of a bit underwhelmed. Blah. It's very basic. It made me watch the films. Do you know what I mean? Like I didn't play the game. I went and watched all 7 movies because the game put me in that world and I wanted to be in that world. I wanted to be in that part of the world, not this part of the world, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think the star of Hogwarts Legacy is not the gameplay. It's seeing this world like in a game form, being able to walk around it. You know, I think that's the star.
Detail was fucking impressive.
Yeah,
like walking around Hogwarts itself.
Like it really was like
awesome.
Rockstar level attention to detail.
Yeah, all these little things.
Like it was just crazy the amount of detail in that game. Okay, cool. So we'll get rid of Hogwarts Legacy. Next then would be Dead Space Remake.
Very fun. I think Dead Space is like very fun gameplay, but it's not something new that we're doing. So I don't really think it kind of holds here unless you have like an argument against that.
How much does that count against it? Because it does feel
That's
great.
true. That's true.
And that cutter is just fucking incredible.
The plasma cutter is an all-time great weapon for video games.
Yeah, and it just feels great, cutting the limbs off, and it feels better than ever, honestly.
For sure. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of survival horror, it might be the best feeling survival horror game of this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a debate for sure.
Yeah.
So you should keep it there?
I had a great time. I had a great time playing that game. But we've already done it. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, we can get rid of it then. We're going to have to narrow it down anyways.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, shout out to it, though.
Shout out.
Shout out. Next then, Danielle, this one's all you. Like a Dragon Ishin.
Yeah, it's very fun, especially with the new stances that they have, and you can like use the D-pad to switch stances very quickly. The like gun sword stance in the game is very fun. I think there is more fun to be had gameplay wise on this list, so I don't really think I could argue it further. I just think it's just a very fun, solid, like a dragon game.
Is it just classic Yakuza, but with a sword?
Yeah, pretty much. And you also have a gun. So you have like a gun stance, like only a sword. You do as like pickups. But they're not like permanent items. Like you have a gun as like a permanent weapon. Like you're not picking up guns. He has one.
Okay. Yeah, we can get rid of that one then. Next up will be Resident Evil 4 Remake. Guys, the other survival horror game remake on the list. Once again, feels great.
Feels very good.
Yeah. I think we'll make a lot of the same arguments we just did with Dead Space, right? It's like we've already done this. It's another remake. Still feels great. I don't even think it feels better than Dead Space, so I say we delete it.
I think the knife parry is very fun. And that as a new thing to like Resident Evil. Yeah, it's very cool. Like being able to parry like the axes in the air. It's so satisfying. Somebody throws an axe.
Guys is great too. Right?
Running around kicking people, of course.
Yeah.
I think what Resident Evil 4 is missing is something that they maybe like could have implemented was from 3 is the dodge. The dodge that Jill has in 3, Resident Evil 3 remake is really, really cool. It'd be nice if Leon had that.
There was a parry system in this, right?
Yeah, it's the knife.
Yeah, the knife.
The knife, like, as cool as the knife is in this game and the parry is in this game, I wish it wasn't like an item. Like, it didn't have like a durability. I just like the original for just, knife spamming dead bodies or like when you knock somebody down, But I'm with you. I think that as like a remake, I don't really know if it stands compared to some of these other games.
Cool. Next on our list is the Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Yeah, I think this game feels fantastic to play. I don't know what stance you guys typically went with, or whatever the hell they were called in the game, but I typically stuck with the one lightsaber.
Oh,
That's just how I like playing it. And yeah, it feels great. I don't think it's, because it's going for that Soulsborne thing, and it's not quite on that level of a Soulsborne game, especially from FromSoft. But I think it feels great. It's. I don't know if it's particularly what I would make a Star Wars game if like I had my way. I'd probably make it a bit more arcadey personally. But I think that the lightsaber feels great, and then I feel like the Force powers feel great as well. So I guess we keep it, but I don't know.
You want to keep it for a bit?
Yeah, we can keep it for a bit, but I don't think it's going to be a top 3 or anything.
Okay. I used dual wielding a lot and the double bladed a lot. Those are kind of the two that I liked. Single was good. The big like two-hander I liked, but it was just too slow for how I wanted to play the game for me.
Yeah.
And then the gun dance was cool. I like the idea of that
one a lot. Yeah.
I like the idea of the gun one, but like it also wasn't like exactly how I wanted to play.
Yeah.
But I still think it was cool that was like an option for stances.
Yeah, it feels great. It didn't upgrade too much on that side from the first one.
Yeah.
Tim's, anything to say on Jedi Survivor?
I mean, I enjoyed it for exactly what it was. I enjoyed it more than the first one, but I suppose I approached it differently. I approached a lot of games differently this year. I just kind of, I wasn't necessarily platinum in anything because I was like, games, there's too many games. So I kind of got in and out of this one straight away. I think Zelda was right around the corner. So it was like, I picked this up and I got in, got out, Zelda. But I enjoyed what I played. It felt better than the first one. Story was lacking, but other than that, it was good. I enjoyed it.
I think the story just is slower, but we'll get there.
Okay, we'll keep that on the list for a minute then. Next game, The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. These are all in release order, I'm just noticing.
That's kind of how I do it, though.
Yeah.
When I'm putting it in, it's usually like, yeah. I mean, I think Ultra Hand is like one of the coolest things in video games this year. Like, Ultra Hand is so cool, Like, the fact that it doesn't constantly break the game is insane to me.
This game is incredible. Everything about this game is incredible. There's nothing. There's zero negatives. Like every system they put into this game, every act of witchcraft works in this game. Like if there's a mechanic, what is it? Best game feel. This is 100%. The fact you put anything together and it works, and if it doesn't work, it's your fault. It's your fault. Because that's how it works in the real world. Yeah, like it's your fault. Like the amount of times I tried to make a vehicle and it didn't work because I'm a stupid bastard.
The combat is not good in this game. It's fine.
I don't think it's bad.
I think it's mediocre. In terms of melee combat, when you're doing that, it's not that great.
Yeah.
I can name like 5 better games this year than that. Yeah, needs a dodge, needs something else. It's just not that fun. Like how many times was I trying to get around combat situations by using one of the abilities? You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna pick up the barrel and then drop it on them to light them all on fire and then shoot that. And it's like, does that go into this? Does that go into gameplay?
I would say yes, for sure, but like not to I agree with you, but like I think it's cool that it's an option to like drop a barrel on an enemy instead of fighting it.
I just don't know if that's gameplay and game feel though. That's almost like best mechanic.
I would throw that in here because that is part of the playing it. But
it is part of playing it, but like, and that's fun. Like the idea of that and fun and doing it is fun, but like actually picking up the barrel and then dropping it over them, that's not really fun. I
don't know. I think it's pretty fun to like throw like the Korok guys with the backpacks and just like throw them off a cliff.
Sure. I mean, it's all, I don't know, but like, does that feel good? It's just like when I think of gameplay and game feel, I'm thinking of like, am I having fun doing the actual movements?
When you make a glider with a fan and like a control thing, and then you just start flying in the open world, that's pretty fun.
That's fun, but it wasn't fun putting that together.
Do you know the thing? I thought that was the best part.
I had fun putting stuff together.
Really?
Yeah, because it was trial and error, and and the fact that like when like as simple as it sounds, you had the the wing thing, you had the fan at the back, and the remote control, and the first time you ever put that together and it worked, you were like, what the fuck? And it worked. It just. It made you feel. It made you think, and it made you feel like a fucking genius. And Nintendo were fucking 10,000 steps in front of you, thinking, "We knew you were gonna make this, you stupid bastard." You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was Miyamoto said that.
Yeah, stupid bastard. Yes, but yeah, it's
okay.
The game. I don't know.
We can keep it. My just huge knock is that
the combat's not great. Admittedly, it's a bit basic, but like
I agree though. I agree with you with the basic combat. I just think like Ultra Hand really like raises the game a lot.
But who's playing Zelda for the combat? Who's playing Zelda for combat though?
But you have to do it so much. In that game,
like I'm with Connor. I'm like
that more than anything almost. Besides walking,
I would say the exploring you do more than combat, but like.
Well, that's what I mean with the walking, right? But like, it's just that you're in combat situations. Everything you do in that game,
pretty often, yeah. There's even like just shrines that that are combat.
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay. We can keep it. We can keep it for a bit.
Yeah,
I mean, it's up there for me though.
Street Fighter 6. Daniel, this saw you.
I don't like the combat.
Street Fighter 6.
You don't like us? Yeah, Street Fighter. It doesn't really feel very good.
Well, move on then, because it's all combat.
I think Street Fighter 6. I think with the new modern control scheme is very cool, and not having to like do exact full inputs, and it just be more about like the stick and stuff, and you just flinging it to actually do like a fireball and stuff like that is really cool, and it's really good for players that are not used to fighting games but still want to try Street Fighter. I think the game feels good. It's not, I think, the coolest part of the game. I think that's like the visual style of the game and the music. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to argue it for higher, just because I think there's a few more that I think are higher than this game. But big shout out to Street Fighter 6 though.
Okay, we'll get rid of that then. This one for you two then, Diablo 4.
Yeah, I think Diablo 4 is cool because you can do different builds, and like how I was playing with Sloan, and he was a completely different class, so we were trying to like, okay, I can vulnerable a lot of people, and then if you go in and start slamming down as a barbarian, you're just gonna get a lot of like crits because they're all vulnerable. Like that's just really cool, and it's not the best game feel, but I think it is a cool game to play co-op. It might be one of the best co-op games this year for me.
Steven?
I quit smoking a year ago today. That's an email. What game are we about?
Diablo 4.
Oh, Diablo. I played a lot of this game, but very little of it, if that makes sense. This chair is fucking garbage. The game's Diablo-esque. It's very much the same thing, but prettier in a bigger environment. I really enjoyed this game. I just couldn't stay awake to play it, if that makes sense. The repetitive, the repetitive metronome of it is very much like sleep. Is like really does. Really
good podcast game.
Yeah, 100%. I'd love to go back to it. I was tempted to buy it on the Steam Deck.
Ooh, that might be a good Steam Deck
Just
game.
sit there. I mean, best feel. I mean, you're just hitting a button. Really.
Sure. We can cut it.
Say that about all games.
Yeah,
that's true.
It just doesn't.
Play it.
Yeah, I mean, you could say it feels good, but like. Does it? It doesn't like it's very much a switch your brain off. Because if you're not thinking about it, does it really feel good?
If you're not constantly thinking about the gameplay, no. Yeah,
do you know what I mean? But that's not a knock. Right. That's Diablo.
Sure. We'll cut it. It's fine. I think there are more fun things on here. Speaking of,
our next game then, Final Fantasy 16. I think we all played a good amount of this, and I mean, Daniel beat it. So it's part went through. We were just talking about that. Yeah, this game feels great. I think this game is awesome combat. I think it takes a while to find what really works for you in the game, and I think they give you a lot of those. What do you call those abilities? I guess
the icons.
The icons. Yeah, I think it takes a little while to get all of those. And like, I remember I had really a lot of fun with the last one that they gave me. And I was like, oh, okay, great. But I got this at right at the end of the game, you know? And I think that's unfortunate. But I think it does feel really good. I think they kind of overhyped it themselves, you know? Like, I remember going into it thinking like, oh, this is going to be the best combat ever. And then it came out and we got it. And it was like, it's good. It's not the best thing ever, you know? But I did really like it.
It's probably my favorite part of the game.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I'm playing the game on like I'm playing on the easiest difficulty. I've got them 2 little rings that like it tells you when you need to dodge. I think it changes your abilities as and when you need it. So like I played the game literally just tapping a button, tap, and getting through it. But like I'm having a good time with the combat. I'm just there for the story really. But like from what I have gone through, like I said, this year's so busy. It's all for someone like myself who's like very easily distracted. It's the worst type of year because you're just like, oh, over there, oh, look at that over there, oh, look at that over there. To the point where you get overwhelmed and you're like, I'd rather not. I'd rather not play anything.
You just got to kind of pick something to play.
This is what happened. This year has been a lot of like, there's too much, so I'm not going to bother.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I just can't. I'm sat there like, should I play Starfield? Or no, I should play Final Fantasy. Oh, I should play this. Oh, fuck it. I'm not going to do it tonight.
Yeah. All right. I guess we'll keep Final Fantasy 16, right? Sounds like we're pretty hot on it.
Okay. We'll keep that. Next, Daniel, this one on you. Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon.
Yeah. Speaking of From Software, I think this game feels really good to play. Obviously, that's its best feature. It's gameplay. I have not beaten the game, so I don't know if I would want to like stick with it being on this list until I beat the game. But it does feel good to play. It's playing as a mech and flying around shooting things, and that just feels really good, and it is very cool. The cool factor of the gameplay, which sounds weird to even say, like the cool factor of gameplay, it's just cool to look at. You like you're playing like a Gundam, and just flying around shooting. That's awesome, and you get like a sword that's like a light sword. It just comes out, and you just can slash and blow mechs up. That's awesome. Feels good, but the fact that I haven't beaten it, I don't know if I can argue it for higher.
Okay. Our next game then, Daniel, you are up again. Mortal Kombat 1.
Okay. Yeah, I think for this, Street Fighter 6 feels better than Mortal Kombat 1. I like Mortal Kombat 1 a little bit more, and that's mostly because of the story. I think Mortal Kombat 1, they definitely did a little bit different than the other Mortal Kombats with having like the what do they call them? I forget what the term was for Mortal Kombat. It was like the guest, you like hit a button and they'll come in, kind of like a Marvel vs. Capcom. Yeah, the cameo. That's what it was. Cameo. That's very cool. So, but I think Street Fighter 6 feels better. So, I'll cut it.
Okay. Next game then, Cocoon. Which I think I'm the only one that played that.
I played it like an hour.
Okay. Yeah, as far as puzzle games go, this game does feel great. It's not necessarily about its gameplay and feel, So I guess for this category, it doesn't make too much sense to keep it any longer.
Okay.
But I do like the game quite a bit. Great puzzle game. Probably my favorite puzzle game of the year.
Ooh. Yeah, it's getting a lot of praise, this game.
Yeah.
I like this time of year because everyone's talking about games that you might have missed.
Mm-hmm. It's on Game Pass too, so check it out there.
I think I downloaded it. I mean, remember 2 years ago we were on about like Before Your Eyes, and I was like, I'm gonna go play that, and I did.
It was very short, and it's amazing.
Every game should be an hour long.
Yeah, true.
An hour, just
one. Every game. Every game.
Really got to get a lot in there.
Yeah, 100%.
All the games are like an hour long, maybe less.
Next game, then Viewfinder, another puzzle game I played this year. This game has that really cool mechanic, so I don't know how much we put that into gameplay and game.
I threw in.
Yeah, you guys threw in all the Zelda shit, so I guess I'd throw in the mechanic.
I would throw it in because that is part of game feel, I would say.
Sure. I mean, yeah, the mechanic is fucking awesome. Like, it is such a trippy mechanic of getting the picture, holding it up to your face, I guess, whatever the hell you are in that game, and then placing it in the world, and then being able to walk inside.
Imagine if you could do that in real life.
That'd be sick.
So
many people would probably die if that happened. Connor, I want to ask though.
Yeah.
Just to kind of poke at it a bit, just a little bit. How well does that mechanic work? Do you have to? Is it too finicky?
No.
Or does it feel like
it works
really
exactly
quickly?
like you place the picture wherever you want. You could even place the picture below you. You could look down and place it on the floor, and then you will
just
fall into the picture, kind of like Portal type thing. So yeah, I mean, and then if you have multiple of that same picture, you could just keep placing them an infinite amount and keep walking through them.
Huh.
So yeah, it works very well. I mean, it works just exactly like you think it would. You pick the picture up, you put it here, and then you place it, and then it's right there.
It's just very snappy.
Yeah, it's very snappy. I mean, it does feel great, and it's a really cool mechanic. But yeah, I want to keep it on the list necessarily.
You want to cut it? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily fun. You know, it's not like necessarily enjoyable. Like the puzzle aspect of it is fun.
Probably the more wow factor, right?
Yeah. It's a weird one for this category.
Sure. This one you could probably talk to more as well.
Our next game, then, Starfield. Yeah, I played a fuck ton of this game. This game, it is an evolution of Fallout 4 for sure, and Fallout what the fuck's the other one called? 76. Where those games were kind of in the same engine, so they felt very the same. Where Bethesda kind of just keeps minorly upgrading the way the shooting feels in their games, you know, if they do have guns in it, you know, and this is just a step up from where Fallout 4 was. It's not necessarily the best first-person shooter, I would say, but it does feel good.
It feels good
to play, especially for how big this game is. But there are games in the genre that have done this better. Cyberpunk, for example, that feels like a much better shooter.
It's more than you could do more in that game too, though.
For sure, but that is the same type of game. So like comparing it to that, yeah, it's a little weird. And then you get a bunch of powers that feel pretty good in Starfield. My problem with the powers is they don't do as much as like they did in Skyrim, you know, with the Dragonborn powers. You know, I felt like those were much more like, oh, I feel like a fucking superhero when I turn these powers on. This game, it's very mundane, kind of, you know, it doesn't feel like there's an emphasis on the powers all that much. And I know they level up as you keep, spoilers, they level up as you keep going through New Game Plus, the powers, and that's kind of the point of doing New Game Plus over and over again, or one of the points of doing New Game Plus over and over again. So maybe they feel better when you get to like New Game Plus 10. But when you're just doing your first original playthrough, the powers are not all that great. I mean, it's a good feeling game. I want to keep it on the list, though.
Do you think it's missing a VATS like hurts it? You think VATS would improve the game?
See, I think that's what the powers are supposed to be, right? Because Bethesda always does that type of stuff,
yeah.
right? They do Dragonborn and Skyrim, that stuff. With those powers, and then VATS and Fallout. Maybe it could use something like VATS. But I think that's what the powers I ended up supposed to be. And I just think they are the weakest if you're comparing it to Fallout and Skyrim out of those three, the powers in Starfield.
But when we say we want about gameplay, game feel, so for me, like the feel of a game is almost like the experience of the game, of like how you know, go through it is how the game, you know, how I feel the game, how it feels to play the game.
Yeah,
I just feel like this lost everything a Bethesda game would ever be. I feel like it lost everything. Like it almost didn't have an identity, if you want the truth from me. Like Natalie started Fallout 4 the same time I started Starfield. And like the fact that like she never really loaded the game, she just kind of picked northeast, southwest, and then went that way, and she went on an adventure. And for me to go on that adventure, I'd have to load the game, go into a very mediocre, boring spaceship gameplay mode, to then look at a part of the map to fly over. That's a loading screen. It just didn't feel good. None of it. I know Connor's going, oh, the shooting and the powers weren't very good, but like, once you got into the actual gameplay game that we all, Bethesda gameplay that we all know and love, it felt very Outer Worlds. Is it Outer Worlds?
Yeah, Outer Worlds.
It just didn't feel good. None of it. Like, I just felt very pigeonholed. And then, and looking at I did a few of the planets, and I was just like, this is all boring. None of this is good. None of it felt good. None of it. Like, you could, in these games of Skyrim and Fallout, you can role play. Like, you can go and Fallout 4, you could make a house. I'll live here, and then these are my people that we're talking to, or I could have my own adventure. But it seemed that everyone had to have the same adventure because nothing else was interesting to do. It didn't seem like a world that we wanted to live in. It's a world that we visited and was like, it's all right, if that makes sense. Like Skyrim, people are still buying it to this day. I can't see Starfield being bought 20 years from now. I can't see Starfield being remastered 4 times to the PS7.
I mean, I think it's too early to even say that.
I just think...
Yeah, I think what you're getting at is the game has an exploration problem, and it certainly does. Right?
Massively.
Massively. It is not that fantasy of go pick a random planet and you're gonna find some crazy long quest there. That's not what that game is. They're kind of all around the main cities.
The main cities,
the game directs you to, right? And if you want to add that into this category, I mean,
I think exploration is gameplay.
Okay, I mean, if we're counting that, then this game has a major problem with exploration.
Massively.
It does not have that Bethesda feel for exploration at all. And maybe it wasn't supposed to. It's funny because there was one of the developers was talking about it, and he said that one of the original ideas was to make it just 2 solar systems with like 24 really detailed planets in them. And that sounds like a better route, and maybe the route that they should have gone with it instead of having all the randomized planets. Because my biggest dislike of Starfield was when you went to a random planet and you saw the same area, literally the same area that you've been to 10 times before, and it's just randomly generated that one area again. That takes the magic away of what a Bethesda game is supposed to feel like, I think.
Yeah, I like the handcrafted world of like Skyrim.
Yeah.
All right, we can cut it.
It'd just been nice to walk, I know, on one of these planets and find a village.
Right.
That just never happened. Never. Yeah. Like, you pick one of these
things. Like I randomly found the one where it was like a vacation planet. I don't know if you guys found this place, but it was like a random place where humans would go on vacation on that planet. But then there was a ship that was a Earth colony that left Earth like thousands of years ago, or however long it was in that game's lore, and they were arriving to that planet. But they didn't. It was like a generational ship, so like many generations lived on that ship, and they were supposed to go and colonize the planet. But it already happened hundreds of years before they got there. It was just a cool little story. But anyways, that was like a random thing that I ran into. There are random things throughout space that you will run into. It's not like that isn't there. It's just very hard to find with how vast everything is.
Okay, we can cut it.
Yeah, I just sound very harsh, and I don't mean to be, but I nearly spent £30 to get this early, and I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't. Yeah, you did as well, and I don't know. I just feel like there's a reason why this wasn't in Game of the Year on the big guns.
Sure, I kind of feel like everyone's kind of soured on it more and more over time, which I don't really understand.
Yeah, it's the Halo Infinite effect.
Yeah, it's I think people get very fanboy. It's the same thing with Spider-Man too, honestly. Like, I think you're a console exclusive on one side or the other, people are gonna talk shit.
The biggest argument for Spider-Man winds me up. It's too short.
No, yeah, we'll get to Spider-Man.
Go. I need this chair's winding me up.
You just keep dangling your legs there, bud. Our next game, El Paso Elsewhere. Daniel?
Yeah, the game feels really good to play. It's a very Max Payne-like game. Gets a little repetitive, though, and it's a little long for, I think, what the game should be. Like, I preferred, like, the best parts... I did, yeah. No, it's okay. Yeah, I did beat it. The best parts of the game for me were, like, the story, I think, is really... The story and the music, I think, were really good. The gameplay feels good. It's just, I think, way too repetitive. And you do get different weapons that help kind of break that up. You can kind of change it up a lot, but I wasn't like crazy about every single weapon you got. So we can cut it. It's fine.
Okay. Our next game then, Sea of Stars. Guys, let me fucking tell you something. Out of the less than 10 turn-based games I've played through entirely in my life, this is the best one by far. This is the best one. Dude, this game is so fun in its combat, especially because of the active elements that it has in there. So if you don't know, Sea of Stars is a turn-based game, but it has active elements and like active attacks that you can use in the game. So like the main characters is like this boomerang type thing where you shoot this blue boomerang at an enemy and then you keep hitting it back and forth and you got to tap A every time
Ping
or
pong
X,
it.
whatever you're playing. Yeah, you got to like ping pong it back and forth and you get more and more damage as that. The other main character, his main attack is like this fireball that's like a Kamehameha type thing, and you charge that up by tapping X really fast. And each character has something really fun like that, and in their specials too. So it's yeah, that stuff was really fun. I really love this game's gameplay.
Okay, we can keep it for a little bit.
Okay. Next game then, Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Sims, you want to go first?
I mean, what do you want? Positives or positives?
Whatever you want to start with.
How can I come across? I don't want to come across as a massive fanboy. This game is the game's pleasurable. Like the game's amazing to play. Like it's just you pick it up, you have a great time. Yeah, like it's repetitive in its gameplay. You swing, you fight, you swing, you fight. But everything feels clean and nice and masterable. Like when you get to the end of the game and you've grown with the game, like you've got quick at the combat, you've got better at swinging, and it's like it's not because you're upgrading anything. I mean it is a bit, but you've grown into the gameplay. Yeah, the game feels amazing. There's not a dull moment. Sometimes I just put the game on just to swing around a bit. That first opening scene where you flying through the air with Sandman, I felt like I never left. I was swinging at maximum velocity, like without fail. And watching other people's gameplays, like, oh, how do I do it? Oh, I forgot. Nah, gone, man. You can hear it. Nah, but no. Yeah, I mean, I'm a fucking fanboy, but like this game's phenomenal.
Yeah, I think what impressed me most about Spider-Man 2 was how they upgraded the traversal. Yeah, it's like coming off of Spider-Man 1 and Miles Morales. You're like, man, how can this get any more fun? And they add the fucking wingsuit and knock that out of the park. And it's like that is the most impressive thing to me is that you guys upgraded the traversal stuff, and that feels so good. Like I love the wingsuit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an optional thing as well. If you don't like it, don't use it. It's as simple as that as well. You can get everywhere you can get everywhere with swinging. Like to across the bridges. Like wingsuits help, but you can swing across it.
Yeah.
So there is. I've heard complaints. Oh, the swingsuits. Why we put the swingsuits in the for? Whatever.
I think in terms of combat, it doesn't upgrade itself much for Miles or the first one. But traversal, I think they knocked it out of the park. I really do.
I think they simplified it.
I had getting a trophy this year was the one from corner to corner of the map. That was the most fun I had getting a trophy this year. That says a lot about the game's feel.
They simplified the combat. They took things away from combat and made it better, which is great. Daniel,
keep it. I think it's very fun. I think it's definitely iterative. It feels like Spider-Man, and we've had 2 games of that. They definitely improved on a lot, kind of changed some stuff and how it works and like how it controls when you're playing, with like how the gadgets work, how your abilities work and stuff. The traversal is definitely the best of the series. I think it's a little more iterative than like a few of the other things we have here, but I think it's still worth keeping right now.
Okay. Next game then. Like a Dragon Gaiden. Daniel?
Yeah. I don't really think I can argue it for it to be higher. It's same like Ishin. Like they have a new stance in this game with the agent stance. And you get like different gadgets you can do.
I played the opening, not to interrupt, but and the fucking like it's almost
grapple
like
hook, dude. Yeah.
Like that thing was badass.
It's so cool. Wait until you get like a little bit more you could do with it and like upgrade it. It's really cool.
Oh, you could do other stuff. That's cool.
Yeah, you can like grapple someone and throw someone into another person.
It showed me that the tutorial.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I didn't know you could throw it into other people.
Yeah, you could throw that person into someone.
Oh, that's fucking
It's
cool.
very cool.
Yeah.
The agent stance is super cool in this game. But again, like it is like a dragon, so it's like it's more of an iteration as well. So I don't really think I can argue it to be much higher. Just a big shout out to that stance.
Okay. Our last game then for this category, Super Mario Wonder, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Is it just Super Mario Wonder?
Oh, it is Bros, but that's fine.
Bros. Okay, you forgot the Bros. Don't
Sorry,
forget the Bros.
Yeah,
Bros before Wonder.
True.
Daniel. Daniel, I think me and you are like right at the same part of this game, if I remember correctly.
at least ish somewhere.
Right in the Sand Kingdom area. Yeah, I mean, I'll go first. I'm not a big 2D platformer fan, so obviously a knock just from that, but it feels great. It feels fucking fantastic to play.
Yeah,
I really have no complaints about the way the game feels.
It's just a top tier feeling 2D platformer. Nintendo's just that's what they do. Top tier 2D platforming. It is, this is another game that I would say has a lot of iteration that would kind of knock it, It does have the cool like Wonder Flower mechanic when you get like some cool gameplay that makes it interesting and different.
Yeah.
But
I love those, man. Those really change it up. Like those are my favorite part of every level by far. I mean, that's probably an obvious thing to say, but those are all fantastic. Like I'm constantly looking for those,
something new and different.
I don't consider myself have beaten the level if I didn't see what the Wonder thing was,
Yeah, definitely. But I don't know if I can really hold keep the game in the list,
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to narrow it down here anyway. So let's get rid of that.
Start cutting stuff.
Okay, guys, our top, what do we have here? 5 then? 6?
6.
Okay, our top 6, Hi-Fi Rush, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Tears of the Kingdom, FS16, Sea of Stars, Spider-Man 2. Which one do we think about cutting first? I will give up on Sea of Stars first.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think the game feels great and it's really fun to play, especially for a turn-based game. But we can get rid of it.
Okay. Yeah, the one I was looking at to first cut was Star Wars.
Okay. I'm in agreement with that. I think the game feels really fun to play, but not amongst the best.
Yeah. And now this is where it's going to get interesting here because the next one I would personally cut, and it's going to be a controversial thing, and it's just because of iteration, is Spider-Man 2. I think the other 3 are a little more interesting because they're newer and different, and they kind of like at least 16 like takes Final Fantasy 16 takes like action combat and does their own twist on it with all the powers and the different icons and being able to switch quickly and use the abilities differently and quickly. Spider-Man, I think, is just, as great as it is and it is the best feeling Spider-Man, it is still just more Spider-Man.
Sure.
Which I feel like, sadly, like I love this game. We'll get to our top 10s and stuff. It is very high on my list, but like I feel like kind of in every aspect of Spider-Man 2, it is more of just kind of an iteration. Like not that like that's necessarily a bad thing. It just kind of feels like we're getting more Spider-Man, which is great.
Yeah, I don't know if I knock it that much just because it is another one in the series.
What's that?
As you do.
What's that, Bia? What's that? Daniel's a fucking idiot. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, personally, I do think the wingsuit is the best feeling thing I played this year.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I would just say that bar none.
We can keep it then.
Fucking denied, you fucking Xbox bot. What do we call them?
He deleted
that's not
Starfield. Leave him alone. Speaking of Xbox, Hi-Fi Rush, how are we feeling? Well, okay, if I would cut one right now, I would cut Zelda.
What I was gonna say is,
I think the combat is a huge knock. That's my.
Let's do this one then because they're most similar. Hi-Fi Rush versus Final Fantasy 16.
I think Hi-Fi is better. I think Hi-Fi has the unique
pressure
aspect of it. The only place where Hi-Fi feels bad is when you are just walking
or platforming.
Yeah, and trying to platform. Yeah, I think those.
It's not bad, but
it could use work.
Yeah,
it could definitely use work. When this game gets a sequel, I hope they nail that. Because like you are like walking to the beat, but it's not fast. It's very slow feeling, and the platforming does feel a little off.
So would you cut 16 then?
I would cut 16 because I don't think 16 was great. It was good, but like I've played other Square Enix games going for a similar type of thing that feel better in particular. And I guess we're not comparing those. That sounds weird to say, but like,
yeah,
that was my biggest knock against it. And I also, man, it really bothered me how much they overhyped it. It really did. Like by the time I was playing that, I was like, I'm expecting like the best combat ever because you guys have hyped this up so much, and it just wasn't.
It's very flashy. It looks cool. Everything you do looks.
It looks
cool.
great, and then the boss battles are fucking awesome. You know, those feel great. I mean, I'm sure we'll get to some of those in the moments of the year, but yeah, I think we can cut Final Fantasy 16. Top 4 is good enough.
Yeah, shout out. And yeah, now we need to get a final 2. Again, you know, it'd be probably more onto what you two are going to say, because out of these two, I think Hi-Fi and Zelda are my top 2. And I would cut Spider-Man, but it sounds like I'm in the minority there, so it's going to really kind of be down to you two.
Do we not cut Zelda here?
I think you're talking about so if we're gonna keep
Spider-Man, all admitted the combat is not that good.
But if we're gonna keep Spider-Man because of the web wing, right? Sure. I think the best thing I've felt and played this year was the Ultra Hand.
Okay, that's fair. Sims, we'll leave it up to you.
Do we cut Hi-Fi?
They've all got their own standout reasons why they're so good. It's almost unfair because it's like Hi-Fi Rush has got that everything's to the beat, and that is, I mean, I played one level and I was like, this is fucking sick. Not for me, but this is clever. I like clever things. But then you play Zelda and it works. And I say that all the time, but it just works. And it shouldn't work. It should break. Things should not work that well. Things like that should break and not. You should not be able to do everything that you want to do because it shouldn't work, but it does. And in Spider-Man 2, it almost seems boring compared to both of them too, if that makes sense. Like, it's Hi-Fi Rush has got this like incredible beat, you know, everything's to the beat. Zelda has this incredible mechanic where you can just glue stuff together and it works. And then Zelda, I think so, yeah, because it's almost boring compared to them too. Like, you take.
See, what I was going to say, because I know how much you both like Spider-Man 2, was I'll just kind of move quick. Is like, cut Hi-Fi, make Spider-Man number 1, but it doesn't sound like that for you then.
I mean, to give credit where credit's due, man. Like, Hi-Fi Rush made a whole game around music beats per minute. You know what I mean? Like, and then Zelda made a game around arts and crafts.
It's an arts and crafts.
It's crazy. And then,
let me just say this: we have a knock against Hi-Fi, the platforming and the movement. Sometimes, at least when you're not fighting in the movement, we have a knock against Zelda with the combat. What is the knock against Spider-Man?
In terms of its combat, or just in general?
In terms of gameplay style.
I'd say that it's just mostly an iteration, and I would say the combat, it improves things, but it's not that much of a, like, it's kind of just you're playing more Spider-Man, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which
not
is brilliant.
That's like the
which
biggest
is not
knock,
a
right?
negative. It's not a negative.
It's not the biggest knock. So that's why I was saying it feels like we cut Hi-Fi and make Spider-Man number 1. Even though I would put Hi-Fi.
What is everyone's number 1 right now? Mine's
Zelda.
Okay, you guys are Zelda. Okay, well, there we go.
Okay.
So we cut Hi-Fi and make Zelda number 1.
I don't like that. But okay, I'll give up.
Okay. So we cut Hi-Fi. And trying to do this on my phone.
Okay, so the best gameplay / game feel is The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Runner up, Spider-Man 2. We will now move on to best moment of the year. It's probably my favorite category.
Yeah, it's a good one. So I don't know if we want to read all these off because there's a lot.
That's a long list. Okay, so I mean, just in terms of games we got here, we got Hi-Fi Rush, Hogwarts Legacy, Pineapple on Pizza. That was a game.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was.
What? I'm like, what? Do you mean? I thought you meant Pizza Tower, pineapple.
No,
on
it's
pizza.
pineapple
Okay.
on pizza, dude.
It's the best 10 minutes. Best 10 minutes of your life.
It is, isn't it, Sims? I'm telling you, that game's so underrated.
Okay, I mean, you guys are gonna have to tell me about this. Then we have Star Wars Jedi, Tears of the Kingdom, FS16, Mortal Kombat 1, Starfield, Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 2, Like a Dragon, Gaiden, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
Okay.
Where do we want to start here? Obviously, we got a lot of moments from all these games in here. I feel like we should have more, but I guess we do have a lot. Just
we have a
for one
lot.
particular game.
I'm gonna go down real quick, and I'm just going to I'm gonna give you my top 4.
Can we pick one from each game that we want to keep if there is multiple from that game?
Yeah,
That's a great idea.
Okay, let's do that. Let's narrow it down with the hi-fi.
Without getting into
I think the best moment is what's this guy's name? Rockfort.
Yeah, Roquefort.
That was the werewolf guy, right?
Yeah,
yeah. Okay, that is the best. That's the best boss fight. Actually, the one with the concert is fucking great too.
That is the first one. Isn't that Mimosa?
Ooh, yeah.
That was the one I put. That's the first thing I put was the Mimosa thing. Yeah.
Okay, that might be number 1 actually. For
I
hi-fi.
think so.
Yeah. Okay, let's go with that.
The symphony's really
cool.
good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll cut. We'll keep the Mimosa boss fight. I'm gonna say I'm just gonna cut it real quick. The Hogwarts Legacy, the third trial. I don't want to spoil anything unless you guys want me to. The third trial is very cool. Okay. Spoilers for the third trial for Hogwarts Legacy.
We're gonna be spoiling things throughout this category, probably too.
Yeah,
so people are aware.
So you go into the trials in this game are like things that you have to do, and I think there's 3 or 4 of them, and you go into this like world, and it's like kind of like you're playing like a drawing almost. It is like black and like white with like a paper drawing, right? Very cool, and
the
you get to
change like that too. Whoa!
And you get to use all of the I forget what the Deathly Hallows. So you get to use the wand of the Killing Wand. You get to use the cloak to stealth. I forget what all of them are. So if you remember Deathly Hallows, they go through all of them. Those famous like items that are all, and you use them all in this trial.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
That's
like you actually, dope. Yeah, you get this wand. It's like an instant kill. You're just like instantly killing everything, and you get like hordes of things. It's a very cool trial. It's the best thing in the game.
I gotta go play Hogwarts.
Is that with the really cool art style?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's really cool.
It truly is amazing.
No, because there's better.
No, get rid of it. But it's like thinking back now, like that was impressive.
Okay. Our next game then is Pineapple on Pizza, the volcano scene.
Now remind me what happens. I forgot.
Okay, so I'll just really quickly. It's a goofy game. You're just kind of walking around this island with these islanders with the same song playing. It's only a 10-minute game, 15-minute game, and you're kind of making your way. Then you kind of realize you can get to like the top of this volcano that's in the middle of the island. And then the island explodes with lava. It starts murdering all of the islanders that are dancing and having fun and singing. And you're trying to run and you can escape the island. And at the end of the game, the camera kind of goes out, it spans up, and then it's a top-down view of the island. And it becomes, the middle part is like sauce, and then it's just a big pizza with pineapple on it. And that's Pineapple on Pizza. And we can cut that one too.
Okay, we will cut it.
It's a free game, 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's go and play it.
Okay, then we have 2 Star Wars Jedi ones. What is the minor part? Daniel, this is gonna be so much you because I have a horrible memory.
I that's why I'm here.
Don't do jokes, kids.
The minor is that big robot boss fight.
The what?
With Marin in the desert. Planet.
Oh, that thing was fucking awesome.
Very awesome, but
if we're flying through the fucking air.
But if we're gonna cut something, because we already have 2 here, the seer fight is even better.
The seer fight is even better. Now, with the seer fight, do we go all the way to the bode twist?
No,
or is that before that?
It's just that seer fight. I think that's before.
Well, I love the bode twist as well, honestly.
Yeah, but that wasn't a twist, was it?
Is that better than the seer fight?
Is it a twist?
Come on.
How's that not a twist?
It's a
Because he
twist,
saw it coming a
That's the
mile
definition.
off.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean it's not a twist just because you caught on to it.
I didn't see it coming.
How?
I don't know. You did, man. You're smart. I don't fucking know.
So
Like, come on, man. Like, yeah, surely you got a bad guy detector. It's like bad guy. This is a bad guy. Look at him.
Was dope. He was a bro.
He's the voice of Charles from
like,
Red
this
Dead
guy's
Redemption
fucking
2.
cool. Yeah,
Bad
too.
guy.
When he pulled out the saber, though, it was fucking badass.
Mhm.
Okay, fine. This here fight is better. I mean, because the Darth Vader fight was just fucking incredible.
Spoilers.
Who's Sia?
Yeah. That's your mentor.
It's the lady. when he
Deborah
plays her.
Wilson. Deborah Wilson.
And you get the whole like attacking on the base thing, and you get to look
Mhm.
out at that landscape.
Do you get
That's
to play as Sia?
Yeah.
Yeah. You play
you
as her and you
fight-
fight Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very
Does she
cool.
die?
Yeah, Vader kills her. Vader she almost beats Vader, which is the really cool part. And then he comes back, and then I think like she like crushed him, and then he came back and stabbed
Mhm,
her. Right?
mhm.
Yeah, really cool part.
Amazing.
Okay, let's definitely keep that. Now, Zelda.
I
we
think
have,
these are two of the best moments of the year. They're both Zelda.
we have the ending and the Master Sword part.
Yeah.
The ending.
I would argue against the ending because it's annoying with all the shit you need for that thing.
Yeah.
I think the Master Sword is peak gaming just in general.
Dude, oh
But,
my god. It's,
Yeah,
it's
that part was
incredible.
so fucking cool. Like pulling the
But-
sword out, and pushing the button. But
What I'm gonna say though is that final bit of the dragon and then catching Zelda at the end, dude. Are you kidding me, dude?
Mm.
Are you kidding me?
Are
These are two of the
you
best.
fucking great.
These are two of the best moments of the
fucking
year.
kidding
It's
me?
incredible, dude. It's incredible.
You want to keep both?
Yeah, for now.
Okay, let's keep both for now. Next, then we roll into Final Fantasy 16. We got the Bahamut fight.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the space one?
Yeah, it's the best thing in the game.
Yeah, that's the best
the
fucking
Bahamut thing.
Yeah, the Bahamut fight is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Like that thing is awesome.
They should have saved that for the end because
Yeah.
it's downhill from there.
Well, I would also add the fucking fight with the Limp Bizkit song going. That fight was fucking cool.
What fight was that?
Oh man, I can't remember. Were you like running up the guy as
The Titan fight.
Yeah, the Titan fight. Yeah, that one was fucking
That was a
awesome.
cool one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of really cool boss fights in that game.
Yeah, but Bahamut, come on, dude. Are you kidding me?
That one was
Coolest
awesome.
thing
When
in the
you're in
game.
space. It's kind of mind blowing being in
Yeah.
space all of a sudden. You're just like, what the fuck?
Dude,
is going
Dion's
on?
a beast. I love Dion.
Yeah. Okay, we'll keep that. Daniel, Mortal Kombat 1 ending.
Yeah, very cool. It's kind of like an Endgame-esque, like all these different iterations of all these different characters all coming together to fight on the big stairs, kind of like Armageddon. Very cool. It's not the coolest moment, but it's a cool thing in that game.
Okay. Now, how
Yeah,
comfortable are you two with Starfield spoilers?
See, I haven't beat it, and like I'm going to get back to Starfield eventually.
Yeah,
But
don't
for this
spoil it.
category,
Don't spoil
I
it.
generally don't care. But if Sims doesn't want, it's fine. It's going to be up to you. Does it hold?
I think this is the best mission in the game, and I think this is definitely one of my favorite moments of the year.
Okay, we can hold it then.
That entire mission. Yeah, I wish
The
I could
mission is
go
called
more in
Entangled?
depth. Can I say one thing that's slight spoiler?
For
Sims,
me,
you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Okay, take it off. There you go. Okay, so it does the Titanfall 2 mission thing where you go back and forth between two different places. And it does
Cool.
this throughout a mission. And then there's like a choice at the end, Daniel, where you have to decide which version you want to keep. Yeah. So like it really adds in consequences to that choice
Cool.
too.
Okay.
Okay, that's it, Sims.
All right, we can go to the next one. This one's also for you.
Okay, how comfortable are you guys with me spoiling Sea of Stars?
I will get to it probably eventually. That's a game I want to get back to, but it's not gonna be for a while, so it's cool.
I feel
Okay.
so peer pressured to play it from Barrett Courtney.
Do you care if I spoil it?
Yeah.
You do care?
Take
your
off
headset
your
off again.
headphones.
Okay, so this moment, this is pretty much towards the end of the game, kind of. It's like 75%ish, so is it? But it kind of all leads up to this. You're trying to get to the Sea of Stars throughout a giant portion of this game, and when you actually go through the Sea of Stars, it first just visually, it turns into like a 3D boat ride. It just like really trippy, and it's like what's that movie? 2001 Space Odyssey, where he's like seeing a bunch of visions and shit and like a bunch of trippy colors and all that. So, anyways, you get to the end of Sea of Stars, and you're actually in like a different universe that the main villain of the game has taken over, and it's like a futuristic universe with like, you know, it's like think like cyberpunk, and it's actually where it's like a big twist in the game. One of the main companions you travel with is actually from this universe.
Oh,
and yeah, it's like this whole cool trippy thing, and yeah, I think it's like the best moment of the game. I'm not doing justice with my exploit. We can delete. Let's keep it. Let's keep it for now.
Keep it for now.
Keep it for now.
Yeah, keep it for now. I'm gonna let you guys. I'm gonna let Sims talk for a bit because he took his head off. Sims, you go for Spider-Man 2. What is your favorite moment of Spider-Man 2? And yeah, let you talk.
Hold on, let me look at the list. Just to jog the old memory. The old memories. There's too many. There's two in there. There's the Black Cat chase. Is simply look what we did in the last game we did.
Yeah,
which is incredible, and like literally just out of nowhere, of like what the fuck, like what, cool. How, and then fucking pigeon guy.
Yeah, I was really hoping you'd say the pigeon guy.
I was like, I'd only played this game at the weekend, really, because I didn't want it to end. So listening to people moan, oh, it's too short, you're all a bunch of dickheads. Right, get a life, and then you won't finish it all in a weekend. Sorry if that's you, Connor.
I enjoyed the length of that game.
Sloan like destroyed this game in like 2 days.
That makes me sad. It makes me sad. Anyway, so it's like week 2, week 3 maybe. I'm tired. It's 3:30 in the morning. And I play this, and then it all concludes, and I was like sobbing, and I was like, get a fuck. I had to say out loud, get a grip, like get a grip, Steve. So your life out.
So what's your favorite moment? We're gonna have to cut the rest of them. What's your favorite?
The pigeon guy mission came out of nowhere, and it really did make me tear up.
Yeah, me too.
It's just you are not expecting that, and it is just such a great fucking side mission. You know, there's a little song that plays with it that is like so fucking cool, and it's just like really out of nowhere and unexpected. And I think one of the more emotional parts of that game.
Yeah, massive.
I did not do this one.
Yeah, which is crazy considering the main story and all, but like it really is one of the better parts of the game, I think.
And then
for me, I think the Sandman fight was my favorite part, and that's kind of crazy because that was the first thing you did.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think the Sandman fight's
if we're going main campaign, I would agree with the Black Cat thing. My problem with the Black Cat thing is I feel like you could have gone a bit further with that.
It was very short.
Yeah, I feel like because you get to the Arctic area and I'm like, oh, okay, do that again. Like teleport me somewhere.
Go to
else.
go to Japan or something.
Like some crazy Marvel Easter egg or some shit.
Yeah,
like I don't know. I mean, they have fucking X-Men now. You're going through the X Mansion all of a sudden.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That. Yeah, like that'd be cool.
Or you just see it and you're not even in it. You like swing past it.
Yeah. As daft as it sounds, take me to Ratchet and Clank. Just take me through one of their levels.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Why not?
Oh, dude, we gotta shout out the fucking ending of the spider bots as well.
Yeah,
that is fucking dope. Yeah,
that blew my tiny little fucking brain.
Yeah, it's a Spider-Verse Easter
just
egg.
Talking about Miguel. Just talking about Miguel. Hold on a minute. Like what? Shut up. I will say, this game has like I played it in like four different parts. And like one of the nights that I played it just kept going. It kept going, ramping and ramping and ramping and ramping and ramping. So that when it got to playing as that character, I couldn't take it anymore. Where I just put the controller down, I just threw it away. And I was like, stop, like stop doing this. Like I just couldn't take. I couldn't take the level of like how fucking good this game was. Like I had to complain about how good it was, and like it was just and as daft as I don't know if you guys had that conversation with yourselves in the past of like, oh yeah, obviously they were going to do that. I didn't have that. I never for once thought they would let us.
No,
I was just like, how the fuck? I was like, shut up. Oh man, this game's so good.
But it makes
It's
sense
hard.
knowing the first game, like how many different characters you play as. Right?
It just fucking blows my tiny little brain. They did what they did. I don't know. It's so simple but so effective. If that makes sense.
So we
I
gotta
don't have it in here,
cut.
but you know what part I really liked was MJ turning into Scream. I thought that was fucking awesome.
There was like, Scream was such a good character.
How did you guys feel about the Venom part? My problem with playing as Venom was like you didn't feel quite powerful enough. I wanted it to really be like I'm fucking literally
Destroying everything.
And it kind of was that, but like they could have turned it up another notch or two there.
I think so too. Yeah. I think it was very fun playing as him, but I agree. I think we should have just been ripping everything apart.
Yeah, like I want to be like smashing buildings and fucking up everything and like literally taking no damage type thing.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to cut and go down to 1 if you want.
I would keep Pigeon Guy.
Or do we think any of these are holding water to what else we have?
I want to keep Pigeon Guy.
Pigeon Guy.
Is that the one we saved? All right. Sounds like you both want.
I don't know Connor. I know Connor well enough, but I don't think it's very easy to make him cry.
It's very difficult.
Yeah.
And like I didn't cry. Okay. I ain't no pussy. Like,
I didn't cry. I didn't cry. Yeah.
It just really was like an emotional moment.
Yeah, it was
like,
emotional.
I guess
Oh,
Danny,
yeah.
you didn't play it, but like, dude, the guy is like dying. You know, the pigeon guy. I forget his fucking name, but like,
He's like,
anyways,
take
his
my
like
pigeons.
last request is that you take his pigeons to a new place so that it's like the park on the other side of
You
the map.
didn't play it, Daniel.
Not that side mission, no.
What other
And
side
then anyways,
missions
you
did we
come
say you
back
had to
and
play?
The ambulance is taking him in a
Spider
body
Ball.
bag and putting him in the ambulance.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
like just super fucking sad. And they play
Yeah.
this like really nice acoustic song. I don't know what
Yeah.
it is, but like it is so good.
Did you see the end of Spider-Bot then?
I haven't seen it, but I've heard it, and yeah.
The Spider-Bot thing, it's cool. It's not. I wouldn't put it in best moment, but it's
It
a very
just-
cool.
But like a best Easter egg, that'd probably be it.
Yeah.
But they could go somewhere with it though.
They
Yeah.
could. They
I
definitely
mean, I
could.
know I know what we know now, which is
We know their whole slate now, so they're not.
Not yet.
It's a shame,
So I
though.
guess the next one, I'll let you two like handle. I don't know the Alice for Alan Wake 2. I don't know the Alice one, but I know that we sing the Herald of Darkness one.
Alice is a giant spoiler, so I don't know if you guys really want me to talk about that. No, well, Sims, you played this game.
I'm the only one that haven't beaten it yet. So
Okay, and then we're keeping we sing.
Who's
I think
Alice?
the
So you
wanna
whole
cut
mission is
Alice?
Fucking incredible. We can just because I don't want to get like.
is it as good as Herald of Darkness?
No, Herald of Darkness is better.
Okay.
Yeah,
what? Who's Alice?
His wife.
Alice is his wife. So I don't, Daniel, you want to? There you go. Give me a minute. So the whole Alice thing is the entire time when you're playing as Alan, when you're going back to the apartment, and I forget exactly what he's doing there. But anyways, every time you're going back to the apartment, Alice is seeing that version of you, and she thinks she's seeing Scratch, you know, and she ends up killing herself at the end of the game because of this, and like ended up going crazy from that. Well, I guess she did live at the end theoretically or something like that. I guess it's like a whole trick. I actually don't like that part that she actually ends up living. I hate when they do that. But anyways, it's the whole twist is that you are actually haunting Alice and it's not Scratch. And then she ends up killing herself for that reason. But doesn't really kill herself. I just really like that part and thought it was the best twist of the game.
Yeah, I remember it comes back. Like I said, you put it back on. Like I said, like when I finished it, I was like, oh, it's alright. But I thought about it, and now it's like it's up there with best game of the year.
Cool. Okay, we will keep We Sing because that is just an incredible level out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's awesome.
If you haven't heard about We Sing by now, what are you doing watching this?
I mean,
But,
did you not watch the Game Awards?
yeah,
Come on
did you
now.
not see the Game Awards?
It's
I mean,
so
it's
cool,
that.
dude.
It's just that.
Shout out to Sam Lake up there.
For sure. Yeah.
I've watched that Game Awards performance at least 10 times
Let's go.
because he's just killing it.
He's killing it,
He's
dude. Who
killing
doesn't
it.
love Sam Lake?
Danielle, like a dragon got in, I'd see.
Oh. So spoilers.
Please.
This has got to be in my top 4, I think, of the year. So this game takes place in between 6 and 7, what Kiryu was doing after 6, where he fakes his death and kind of sets him up for what he's going to be doing in 8. And Basically, so in if I'm going full, this is going to be full franchise spoilers a little bit. In the third game, Kiryu sets up a orphanage with a bunch of kids, and kind of takes care of these children. And Haruka from 1 and 2 is also there as well. He when he fakes his death, he basically has to kind of cut contact with everyone, including these kids, and kind of cut them out of his life because he can't, they can't know he's alive. No one can know he's really alive. He's supposed to be dead. So, and Like a Dragon Gaiden, the people that he's working for this whole time, kind of when he completes the mission for them, he gets to see them on like an iPad. They take kind of a video, they set it up on his supposed grave, and like it shows like some of the kids go up and like see the grave, but they see the camera, and they kind of just do an assumption because it's pointed at Kiryu's grave that maybe it's a connection to Kiryu. They weren't too sure, but they kind of start talking to Kiryu and talking about the years that he's been gone, talk about where they've been and what they're doing now, and about all the other kids and stuff. And it is just Kiryu sobbing for 5 minutes. I've never seen a character break down like that in a video game. Like probably Joel from Last of Us Last of Us 1 kind of sobbing. But this is more of sobbing in a different way, right? But it's extremely emotional. Knowing somebody like Kiryu that is so stoic show that kind of emotion.
Cool. Probably a huge impact too, playing all of them, right? And
yeah.
Leading into that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this was a culmination of like 6 games worth of emotion, 7 games worth of emotion.
Okay. Do you want to keep it?
I would keep it.
Keep it? Okay. We can keep it.
Yeah.
Our last one for this category then, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, the Singing Piranha Plants.
This is just a jolly one.
I like this one too.
Yeah. This is a nice jolly one,
They're like,
they're all like dancing and singing. Very cool. You're just walking. You're not doing much. But
yeah. I like the one too where you're like a silhouette of Mario and you gotta like you become like the really tall Mario.
Oh, the tall Mario, the freaky tall
down. Yeah. It is freaky.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Yeah, I really like that one too.
I don't know if it holds water, but I just wanted to shout out the singing piranha plants.
Sure, really cool. I really like that too. Yeah. Okay, we can get rid of that then. All right. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 left. Or 10 left, excuse me. Now then, let's narrow it down here.
Yeah, we have 10. We have 10. Top 10 here.
Okay.
So I think the first 2 that stick out to me. Oh, number 1, I'm gonna cut Like a Dragon Gaiden unless I kind of convinced you guys enough. I don't know if it's top 2 worthy, but for me it's really close. It's in my top 4.
Okay.
But I'm the only one that's played it, so I think for us, I'll cut it. But it's a big moment, and if anyone that has seen that and has played all the games, I think will feel that emotion.
Cool. On that same note, then I'll cut Sea of Stars. I think that's a really cool moment, but yeah, I'm the only one that's played it, and it probably wouldn't be in my personal like top 3 or anything either.
Okay.
Okay. Where do we want to go from here then? This is tough. This is tough.
I might cut the Mimosa boss fight because if we're gonna do boss fights, I think that the Bahamut fight is just much better. It's cool as the Mimosa being on the stage and that. I think it's very fun. It's definitely a fun boss fight. Bahamut's is just not only is it fun, it's a spectacle,
Okay.
So yeah, we'll cut that one, I think.
We can cut Entangled. I really love that mission, and it probably is a personal top 3, maybe probably top 4 at least for me. But yeah, we can go ahead and get rid of it. I do think it's a really cool mission. The standout mission of Starfield.
Yeah, that sounds very cool. I can't wait to like actually get to that.
Yeah, the way they.
How far is that in the game?
Towards the end. I don't know.
Towards the tail end.
Okay. Yeah, towards the tail end. If I had to guess. But yeah, the way they add in making a decision in that mission is really fucking cool. Okay. Where are we going from here? This is tough. This is tough. Can they all just win? Can we do that?
We can't.
No.
This is very tough. Ooh. How do we feel about Jedi Survivor, Connor? Does that hold water to the other 5?
It was Vader, man.
I know, dude. That's why
Vader,
I called you, because we're
know?
the Star Wars people.
I mean, it's the greatest Vader thing in a video game, bar none. You know?
You think so?
I think so.
Okay. I've not beaten this game. Is it cooler than the opening of what's the name of that stupid game now?
Force
360.
Unleashed?
Yeah. Is it cooler than the opening of Force Unleashed? Come on now. As Vader.
I mean, that was cool, but doesn't have the emotional element.
The weight, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we can cut it.
But think of Bahamut. Like that boss.
Yeah, Bahamut is fucking dope. Yeah. Okay, Bahamut's cooler, so we gotta keep Bahamut.
Yeah. So okay, we'll cut Star Wars.
I'm gonna say the ending next for Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh
No.
I like
think
the
that's my
Master Sword
number
moment
one,
a
dude.
lot
No,
more.
you're wrong.
Really?
That's my number 1.
Like, you've never been more wrong in your entire life.
Okay, but what is the whole ending from you guys? Because for me, it's the moment you go down the hole,
Yeah.
and then from there until credits roll.
Yeah, but it just gets better. You start and then you
Sure,
you
but the
start
whole
fighting.
lead up to it is pretty annoying, no?
I guess it depends on how much you have.
You go through the dungeon, don't you? You have a
I
great
got pretty
time.
annoyed. I remember I had to go back out a couple times and collect those Sundelions, whatever the fuck
Yeah.
they're called, so I can make the thing, so I wouldn't get infected by whatever that goop was.
I just went prepared.
Yeah. You guys don't like the Master Sword moment more?
No,
When
but
I found that, I thought that was fucking incredible.
no, it's incredible. It's incredible. It was my favorite moment for a while until
How
we
do
got
you?
to the ending.
You don't have to
but-
do anything specifically for the Master Sword, do you?
Well,
There
that
are
I
a few
did the
different
ways. You have to have
thing
so
where
many
look above
hearts.
the map and you whatever, you go into those little puddles and then you
Yes,
get a
that's-
flashback. I did all of those.
Yeah,
then I
yeah,
did the
yeah.
Master
Right to
Sword thing.
That's the best way to do it.
So like to encompass all of that into the lead up of the Master Sword was just a magical moment.
Yeah. It's up there. I mean, I don't know.
I would say we
argue.
pick between one or the other and then keep that one.
Okay, so we should cut
It's
the
just
Zelda so
that.
we don't
It's
have
just
two
that
Zeldas.
imagery of the two dragons just looking at each other.
Sick, dude. When it's a show off, dude. Oh my God.
I've just spent 5 minutes because I know it's on my phone somewhere. It's not. I just spent 5 minutes looking for it, and I've just Googled it, and I was like, "What a moment!" I'm like, "Fair play, just fair play." You know what I
guess-
mean?
I guess are we cutting Master?
Oh, I don't know. I feel bad for Connor.
I guess so. Well, we'll cut the Master Sword. You guys are
Alright.
crazy.
All right. I mean, shout out. It's still a top tier moment of the year. All right. Does Pigeon Guy hold water to the other 3? Because I don't know if he does.
I feel
That's
like
true.
if you played it, you'd be on a different like. Imagine that. I don't know. Maybe not.
Is he
But like,
top 2?
do you remember that? Remember when you first played Before Your Eyes, and it was all like, "This is the end." It's very similar.
I think it
I'm
just
like,
felt
it
like
just
such a
gets you in the
Spider-Man
nuts.
thing, you know? Like he's just helping this guy with a random task, and then it just becomes so emotional out of left field that like I just was not expecting it. We can cut it.
Yeah,
mean, I
we can
thought-
cut it. There is one. The biggest moment is never mind. We'll get there in a minute.
Will we? I mean, this is moments.
Yeah, but let's get rid of the pigeon guy.
We're gonna
we'll
cut
get rid of
Pigeon
Pigeon
Guy? Okay. So now we got to.
Your top 3: Legends of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, The Ending, Final Fantasy 16, Bahamut, and Alan Wake 2. We Sing. What is your guys' favorite? Mine is We Sing.
The Zelda ending?
We sing.
Oh wow! Out of left field with Sims.
Oh, then we're cutting Bahamut.
I guess we're cutting Bahamut.
Wow. I guess we just did it real quick right there.
All right, we did it. There you go, guys. The best moment is Alan Wake 2, We Sing. And I agree with
Or
that
Herald of
full-heartedly, man.
Darkness.
I
Yeah,
thought that was so cool. I
yeah.
love the way that they tell the story. The first game within that part, and then when it gets like super hardcore, all of a sudden you're fighting a bunch of shit while the song's going, and it lasts so long too.
Long.
And
It's
it's
more long
like,
than you think.
yeah, and it's just fucking awesome. And I just love how funny it is too. Just in this like really dark psychological horror game, you have like a really funny level out of nowhere. Just the way they're doing the mixture of live action is like that is the best mixture of live action in a game.
Yeah, ever. Yeah. I love the different posters you see of Alan. Like ones with him like with sunglasses and he's looking all cool and stuff. One of them he's like trying to try to come at me and stuff like that.
At the end too, even Alan goes like, "That was awesome." You know?
I think the first time we play it, you kind of like, what the? I remember being, what the? I wasn't sure. Like I wasn't okay with it. I was like, what is going on here? My missus was watching it. She was like, what is going on there? And she was listening to it and I was playing it. Right. So playing it, I was like just trying to get through the motions and getting a bit lost. And then getting distracted by like Sam Lake. I'm like, he's like, and I'm just getting distracted. So then, like, you know, going back to like listening to the song and listening to what they're talking about and like watching the live performance and stuff like that, like I've just grown to genuinely love the moment as a whole. I just think it's a bit jarring because it's so deep in it. Like she's in Bright Falls and it's all very psychological, and he's in the dark place and it's all very psychological, and then all of a sudden it's hold on a minute.
It is the evolution of not just from Alan Wake 1. There's a moment where that same band is playing and you're doing a similar type of thing. It's kind of, there's a moment at the end of Alan Wake 2 that's very similar to that, but it's also an evolution from that part in Control, right? And it's just a step up from that. And if Remedy keeps stepping up in each of their games with a moment like that, I mean, imagine what their next game is going to have, you know?
Yeah, crazy.
Okay, cool. So Alan Wake 2.
We still got a lot of categories. I didn't realize.
Yeah, okay. We can the next ones we can go a bit quicker because we don't have to talk about everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so best narrative. Hi-Fi Rush, Hogwarts Legacy, Like a Dragon Ishin, Coffee Talk, Episode 2, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Tears of the Kingdom, Venba, Final Fantasy 16, Mortal Kombat 1, Starfield, Oxenfree 2, El Paso Elsewhere, Sea of Stars, Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 2. For this one, let's just what's everyone's top 3?
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. You want to go first?
Sure. Mine would be I actually didn't have it planned. Do you have it planned, Daniel? I gotta look now.
Sure. Okay. I'm gonna say Zelda. Then I'm going to say I can't say Alan Wake because I haven't beaten it yet. I'll say Zelda. I will say Star Wars. And I will say Hi-Fi Rush.
I'll say Alan Wake, Sea of Stars, Jedi Survivor. Be my top 3.
Okay. Sims.
I would say Spider-Man 2. Alan Wake 2. Maybe Vemba.
Okay. I like that. So
what?
All of us.
Hogwarts wasn't named.
Yep.
Ishin wasn't named. Coffee Talk Episode 2 wasn't named.
Did one of us name Hi-Fi?
I did.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Final Fantasy 16 wasn't named. Mortal Kombat 1 wasn't named. Starfield wasn't named.
Shout out to the main story of Starfield, though.
Yeah, from what I hear, I can't wait to get back to it.
Yeah, really should be really awesome.
El Paso wasn't.
I'd like to go back to Starfield as soon as they announce the maps for them towns. I'm in.
Yeah,
like
I'm waiting for an expansion, then I'll go back. That first expansion, I'll jump back in.
I also want to do Cyberpunk.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm just gonna watch that, to be honest.
Have you bought it? You haven't, have you?
I'm not gonna play it, so. We have
These are all great, man. These are really high quality year for narrative.
So what's like sticking out to cut?
How do you guys feel about Vemba?
Vemba's great.
Okay.
I'm glad Sims kind of said it because I think it is kind of up there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, it's very, very much like, don't forget your root. It's like the battle between like a parent.
Don't forget where you're from.
Yeah. Don't forget your roots type thing. But it's difficult because technically he wasn't born in, is it Pakistan or something? So then he's more Canadian than she is.
Indian.
Indian, sorry. So like he's more Canadian than they are Indian, but she obviously wants to remind him, listen, get some of this tradition in you. And he's like, listen, Mum, Chicago Town pizza. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, like I suppose obviously I cook for a living. So like when I'm in my Duffy cooking, you get a bit not emotional, but you put passion into it, don't you? So like bringing them together, and obviously there was very moments of like growth, and I don't know, it just give me an hour and 15 minutes to reflect. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, oh
yeah.
I hope my kids understand. I hope my kids don't forget. You know what I mean?
You want to keep it then?
I mean, we can get rid if you want. You obviously
want to.
Say
there were 2 games that you both named, or I'm sorry, two games that were named twice, which is Alan Wake 2 and Star Wars. Those are the only 2 that were named twice.
Okay. I will vote out. You've been cast off the island, Spider-Man 2. I think it has some pacing issues, especially on Miles' side of the story. And I don't think it is as good as the first games either.
Honestly, I think, if I'm being honest, it's obviously the balance is different, but I think it's probably the third. Like, I think both Spider-Man 1 and Miles Morales have both better stories than Spider-Man 2. Personally, I think it's the third best story. It's the best gameplay for sure out of all 3, but I think story it's not.
What's that, Peter?
What is he saying? What's Peter saying?
Nothing. It's for the best, Daniel.
He whispered a racial slur. We can't have that.
Did he call me a gamer? No.
Okay.
I do agree, but I don't like.
It's a great story. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I just think there's issues.
I just don't think you'll ever get. I don't think you'll ever get like a Spider-Man amazing story, if that makes sense.
The first game,
I know, but
it had a weird like little lull, like right before the big ending. But like, I still think like that first game story is awesome.
All have issues, and that's just because I don't.
They're not original, are they?
Shit on Insomniac, but like I don't think they're like as high quality storytellers as. I mean, just some other PlayStation studios, if I'm being honest. I don't think they're on a Naughty Dog level.
No, they're an A level. Out of like S is like Naughty Dog and
I hate this SDF conversation.
Right? They're an A for sure. They're an A.
Yeah, they're good. Don't get me wrong, but like I don't, it's okay. We'll cut Spider-Man 2.
It's hard to write a surprising Spider-Man story.
I will say though, I mean, the side quests have to be mentioned in part of this as well. And
yeah, sure.
All of those having a really good payoff is something that should be, remembered for other game devs to have in their games.
For sure.
That they had really great payoffs in all those.
I'll just go ahead and do it for me then. I'll cut Hi-Fi Rush. I think that's just a fun story. I love a story of like getting a group of outcasts together to kind of take down, a big thing.
It's such a great Saturday morning cartoon type of story, right? Yeah, it is so great for that.
It's done well.
I would say the characters shine more than the actual story.
And I think the characters and the writing, I think their writing's really charming and fun.
Sure. Yeah.
Even the villains, right? That's kind of why I hold it pretty high up.
Like if you told me they're making a Hi-Fi Rush animated TV show, I would be so hyped.
Let's go, dude.
Yeah, like that would be incredible.
Yeah, but we can cut it.
Okay. I guess I'm the only one that played Sea of Stars. I don't know if you guys want to keep there.
I mean, where's that for you?
It has such a great story, man. It's definitely in my top 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I have my whole top 3 here. I'd probably put Jedi Survivor at the bottom of my top 3. So my top 3 would be number 1, Alan Wake 2, then Sea of Stars, then Survivor. That's how I'd go. We can get rid of Sea of Stars just because it is my number one, and if you guys don't want to keep it on there, that's fine. I will just say like great characters, great overall story as well.
Okay. I mean, I guess I'll cut Zelda. I'm the only one that picks Zelda. That's Zelda might be my favorite story of the year, but that's only necessarily because I haven't beaten Alan Wake 2 yet. Like I'm excited and I like where it's going. It might be my number one. But right now it's Tears of the Kingdom, with Star Wars right under it. But since I'm the only one that's has it up here, I'm cool with cutting it. But like I said before, I know Sims, me and you both like Venba a lot. Star Wars was picked twice and Alan Wake 2 was picked twice. So the only games that were picked twice.
I just think my argument for Alan Wake 2 to win is it just really is the best horror game story in a video game, bar none. And it really elevated Alan's character, and then also gave you Saga, who's also a really great new character.
I like Saga a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay. So it sounds like maybe, I don't know. We'll see what Sims has to say. Is Alan Wake 2 the winner? And are we going to cut Star Wars?
I think so. Yeah. Alan Wake 2 is so good, and the story's so good. I don't understand it.
It is that in depth. It is a lot to get your head around.
Like someone needs to explain. I was going to listen to a podcast. It is good. When you took your headphones off and he explained stuff to me, I was like, oh yeah, that does make sense. Like it's the game's amazing. And the problem is it's overwhelmingly overwhelming, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
My only gripe with it is the ending. The ending is very abrupt, I would say, and it fits the genre very well, but it is a very much like, oh, that's it.
Does that make it bad, or
it doesn't make it bad? It's just abrupt. It's just abrupt. Like the credits are rolling, and I'm like, oh, we're done.
Does it leave you wanting Alan Wake 3 or Control 2?
Yeah.
Does it leave you wanting more?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then that's a kind of a good ending if you want more.
Sure. Yeah, you're right.
I
did not like the alternate ending. I looked up the alternate ending that just came out with the new update on that game.
Oh yeah, no.
You can go back and do trophies.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, my mate said to me at work today.
I guess we're gonna cut Star Wars and Venba's be the runner-up.
Do you guys have an argument for Venba being number one? If you guys want.
No, Alan Wake 2.
No. Okay. All right, we'll cut Star Wars, and then we'll
shout out to Respawn.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Respawn's getting to be like one of my favorite devs. So.
Fucking love them, man.
Yeah, like after Control, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you start this. I gotta go pee real quick.
Okay.
He's gonna go pee. He's gonna go pee. He's gonna go pee.
You think he's best pigeons right now, Sims?
Definitely. I just think he's got something like, what is his beef?
That's why he didn't want to fuck with the pigeon guy.
And
it makes so much sense.
He's
like, I'm
man.
not delivering these fucking pigeons.
Yeah, man. Vermin. That's what we call them. We call them rats with wings. And we
kind of refer to them as that as well.
Yeah, man.
Fucking pigeons, annoying. All right. Our next category then is best character. You need a breather? You tired? What was that?
I don't know.
You tired? All right.
I've had a very long day.
Have you really? I just woke up and now I'm doing this. Having a great time.
I've been to work already.
Damn, that must suck.
Yeah,
I gotta go to work. You know
that must suck.
Sometimes when we're doing the show, it dawns on me that I gotta work after this, and I'm like, fuck. Okay. Best character: Chai from Hi-Fi Rush, Peppermint from Hi-Fi Rush, Professor Garlic from Hogwarts Legacy. You know what I'm saying, Sims? Professor Fig, Hogwarts Legacy. Ryoma. Daniel's gonna tell us something.
Yeah. So let's make a bet. I'm Ryoma.
Okay.
What are you? What did I say? Ryoma. I said Ryoma. And what do you say?
I say Ryoma. Yeah.
What did I say?
I'm gonna go with that. I don't know. I think we said something else differently, but Ryoma makes the most sense.
Ryoma.
You think Daniel's taking a shit right now just listening to us?
I hope so. I'd take as well.
Okay, let's keep going. Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil 4 Remake, Cal from Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Marin from Jedi Survivor, Rick the Door Technician from Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Let's go.
I never told you a story about that, but
do you have a story?
What happens in that bit? Like, how does it play out? Because
Rick the Door Technician is just a he pops out of a door and then he's like a little boss fight.
No, but how
he's
does
only
he?
one slash.
Yeah,
But how does he come out to you? Does he walk?
He's
just
like in
running.
a hallway. Yeah,
So-
some shit.
My Rick the Dog Technician floated towards me,
Oh god.
and then I killed him. It was honestly, it was so glitched out. It was so glitched out. The fact that I killed him in one shot, I thought I'd glitched the game.
All right.
Ooh.
Alright,
Where are we at here? Are we doing like?
we want to know the
Yeah, let's
Like a
do the top
Dragon
three
Ishin
Oh yeah,
name.
what's that guy's name, Daniel? Is it Ryoma?
Ryoma.
Ryoma.
Ryoma. I was right. I was right. Fuck you.
Right, yeah.
You
Fuck.
fucking dumb
Well, I can't
American.
read, we know that. We know
Butchering
that.
shit.
Well, that's a real person.
Is it really? Wow.
The person that like Kiryu guy's supposed to be, he's supposed to be a real like historical figure. That's the thing, is that like it's a historical game, but it's a slight twist, like a game twist, but like it is supposed to be a historical, like this happened in real life and stuff.
Who's a dumbass now, Sims? You didn't know that, did you?
I need you to do me a favor this month. When you play Like a Dragon, I need you to tell me
Yeah.
how long it takes for me to start building an island.
Okay, gotcha. I got you.
Okay.
We're gonna do a top three.
I didn't read them all off yet because Sims talks a lot. Lilith, Diablo 4, Clive, FF16, Riley, Oxenfree 2, Jacob Oxenfree 2. Really great characters, actually. Sarah,
Did you play
Starfield,
it?
Barrett, Starfield, Oxenfree 2. Yeah, man, we had like a whole 30-minute conversation about it.
Did we?
Yeah.
When?
In like the summer sometime. I can't remember what month that was. Like August? I don't know. It's when Daniel
No,
was
it's
on
definitely
hiatus.
June or July.
James Savage, El Paso Alter, Valerie, Sea of Stars. Although I think I'm pronouncing that wrong. I can't remember exactly what it was. Zale,
Valeria.
Sea of Stars. Garl, Sea of Stars. Oh, I'm making a big argument for Garl here.
Everyone
Peter,
talks about
Spider-Man,
goal.
Miles, Spider-Man, Alan Wake 2, Saga Anderson, Alan Wake 2, and Kira.
Kiryu.
How do-
Kiryu.
Kiryu.
So it's like Ryu, like the fighter, and then Ki. It's Ki Ryu.
Kiryu. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. Guys, okay, let's do top three again because that went. a bit quicker.
Well, we already know who wins.
Garl?
No. Connor.
What?
I don't got to repeat myself. Who is the best character this year?
Chai.
No.
It's Chai.
No.
I'm out.
Kiryu?
No.
Who are you picking? Rick the Door
that you-
Technician?
No. The fact that you're not saying it upsets me, and I'm about to leave.
I'm gonna upset you even more because I'm just gonna rattle them all off again.
Miles.
Who is the number one character, Connor?
Garl.
We've been talking about it all year. It's not Garl.
His fucking voice reverberated.
It's Professor
Go.
Flick.
Oh yeah, okay. I
you
forgot about
kidding
that
me?
joke. I'm sorry.
Who?
I'm sorry. Well, the thing is, we got like 3 joke ones in here, Daniel.
It's
with Rick the Door
true.
Technician and
It's
Professor
true.
Garlic.
Who?
Okay, you
Professor
know
Garlic.
what? I think we could just call it a day and give it to Professor Garlic. That's fine with me.
That's
That's
it, dude.
fine.
I'm telling you. It's it.
That's fine with me. Next
right.
year, guaranteed the Stellar Blade girls winning. We don't even got to play the game. to know
Well,
that.
only a part of her.
It's just the ass sim. That's all we're talking about.
Yeah,
It's just the
that's
ass.
it.
All right. Okay. That was serious though. Top 3.
Okay.
I'm for real with Garl in mind.
Okay. You pick your top 3. Go for
I'll
it.
go Garl, Chai. Garl, Chai, and Saga. That's where I would go.
I'm gonna say Chai, Cal, and Clive.
Oh, Clive is good. Fuck, you're right.
Well, we can still argue for Clive though.
Okay.
Sims.
Saga.
What about Turgle?
He's Turgo's always with Clive.
Okay. Sorry, continue, Sims.
Saga. Clive. And Gaul.
Sick. Let's go.
I know,
Alright, so we're
but
gonna
you know, like when people talk about Sea of Stars, they can't say Sea of Stars without saying Gaul.
Dude, because he's so good. There's a point in the game where they name a fucking town after him, and everyone in the town just loves Garl, and all they talk about is Garl, and it's just the shit.
How long is this game?
Like 25 hours.
How good's the turn base?
It's fucking great. It's my favorite turn-based game.
I'm cutting everyone that we didn't mention.
Okay, let's cut everyone that we did not mention. Did one of us mention Cal?
I did.
You do.
Cool. Shout out to Riley in Oxenfree 2 as well.
Yeah.
Okay. No Spider-Man characters, huh, guys?
No Alan as well.
Yeah, get out of here, Alan.
Yeah, we cut a lot of characters there.
Okay, we really narrowed it down here. So the
Yeah, we
top
did.
5 is Chai from Hi-Fi Rush, Cal from Jedi Survivor, Clive from FF16, Garl from Sea of Stars, and Saga Anderson from Alan Wake 2. Tough one here.
So Saga was named twice, Garl was named twice, and Chai was named twice.
Okay, well, I mean, that
And
says
on
a
our
lot.
ultimate character ranking, both Clive and Cal are higher than Chai.
Are they really?
Yeah. Cal has 2 games.
That's true. That's very true. The character ranking is a bit different than this, I would say. You know,
Very true.
but,
I'm just throwing it out there.
and we're just going off.
Talking about this year.
Yeah.
In this game.
Okay, I'm gonna say cut Cal.
Okay.
Great
I
character.
think
Love his
Cal's better
progression.
in Survivor though than Fallen Order.
I agree, but I think relies a lot on the supporting cast of that game
For sure.
for his emotional moments. Yeah, I think a lot of it is the Marin stuff.
Marin,
I really
stuff
like.
with their relationship is awesome.
Awesome in that game. Yeah, I love it. Okay, then I would personally cut Clive next. Great character, love him. Shout out to Ben Starr. That guy's fucking cool.
Dude, his performance is awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, we can cut Clive. I love Clive. Definitely the best part of that game in terms of character. But it's like Clive and Dion, I think, are the 2 best characters in that game.
Yeah. Get out of here, Joshua, you fucking weirdo.
He's cool, but he's not as cool as Dion.
What about the man in the hood in the beginning of the game, Daniel? Was he not the best character?
I told you about that, and you're like, wait, he was in the beginning of the game.
Like, who was he? Who was he?
That was Joshua.
That was a random Kingdom Hearts character. That's what
that was a Nomura moment.
Just popped in. Like, who the fuck are you? Never
Nomura.
explained. Okay.
This is going to be a tough one to cut, because who is not going to make top 2 here?
Yeah. This is.
I mean, I'm gonna be supporting Chai because he's the only one. Like, I like Saga. I just haven't beaten that game, so I can't I don't know where her character goes. And
Daniel?
Garl, I only know a little bit of Garl. And Chai, I've beaten that game. I know Chai, so
I think I'm with you with Chai as number 1. I think he is just such a loving character. You know,
dude,
he's just such a cool personality. You know, and it's just like, is Saga more in depth than Chai? Yeah, probably. Does Garl have more emotional moments than Chai? Probably. You know, there's one moment in particular with Garl that's like really tugs at your heartstrings. But I would just say Chai, just because he's like, man, who the fuck would I go to a bar with out of this group? Go with fucking Chai, bud.
Dude, guess what? He's Chai and 808. Are you kidding me? He's got a little cat too.
Yeah, he's got a little cat.
So who are we gonna cut though?
Ooh, well, Sims, do you have an argument for number 1? On the other hand,
Yeah,
we don't necessarily have to pick Chai.
I
think we're both picking him though.
Very true.
Who would you cut, Sims? Because you named both Garl and Saga.
I've got Saga, so I don't have to talk about anything else.
You didn't play this game. I just love that I got you on the Garl hype train. Oh, I guess Barrett Cardi actually did a lot of that.
All right, we can cut Saga. I mean, shout out to Saga though. She's really
shout
cool.
out to Saga. Great character. I love that she's in this Remedy world now. You know, I just fucking it's really great. Okay, so best character is going to Chai from Hi-Fi Rush. Shout out Chai.
Let's go, dude.
Garl from Sea of Stars.
Let's go.
Our next category, best music / sound. Your nominees are, I feel like this is a really easy one to pick the winner, but your nominees are Hi-Fi Rush, Hogwarts Legacy, Dead Space Remake, Pineapple on Pizza, which I can't believe is a game still, The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, which is awesome. Just like, that's a game. Coffee Talk Episode 2, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Tears of the Kingdom, Street Fighter 6, Diablo 4, Venba, Final Fantasy 16, Planet Alana, Mortal Kombat 1, Cocoon, Viewfinder, Oxenfree 2, Starfield, El Paso Elsewhere, Sea of Stars, Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 2, Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
So I think the top 3 for me, Hi-Fi Rush, Zelda, and Final Fantasy 16.
Ooh. Okay.
I think that's my top 3.
My top 3, Hi-Fi Rush. Man, Okay, actually, Hi-Fi Rush, Alan Wake 2. It's tough between Tears of the Kingdom and FF16.
That's why
tough.
they're both in my top 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that Zelda theme, that main Tears of the Kingdom theme, is
You're right.
probably my favorite song of the year.
Okay, I'll go Zelda to round out my top 3.
Yeah. Sims?
Zelda. No. Sorry.
I mean, you can only say Zelda if that's the one you're fighting for to win.
No, Spider-Man. I just seen Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Zelda, Spider-Man.
That the pigeon song is great.
Spider-Man.
Okay. So
The bit in Zelda. Did you play the bit in Spider-Man where you're in one of Mysterio's games?
Yeah, the DJ thing.
Yeah, I remember. Oh, that thing.
It's all right.
That was fucking.
It's kind of it was okay.
I'm just done with you. I'm done with you.
Yeah.
I'm done with you, Daniel. I can't be done with your negativity. Don't make me get Peter again. Don't make me talk to Peter. I swear to God. All right. It's incredible.
A lot of great music this year, though. I will say,
Yeah.
Cocoon had some awesome just sounds. I would say,
Right. Sure.
Yeah. Trying to think what else. Mario Bros. Wonder, you got to shout that out as well.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm
it
cutting
really
it because I think they're better, but like it's a good Mario soundtrack. Shout out to Street Fighter 6 for that hip hop soundtrack. It's very cool.
I think both Resident Evil 4 remake and Dead Space remake, you got to shout out for sound. I think both those games. Yeah, it's the sound design's great.
Hogwarts has good vibes with its sound.
Very part of music, right?
Yeah, very uppity and upbeat. Okay, so this is kind of where we're at here. Top 6.
Okay, top 6: Hi-Fi Rush, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Tears of the Kingdom, FF16, Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 2.
I guess we'll cut Star Wars because I don't really think it does anything outstanding.
Great music still.
Good music. Do you want to save it?
No.
Okay.
It's fine. Star Wars though.
Yeah.
Hella good music.
Always, of course.
Now, my pick is Hi-Fi Rush to win, but I will say my favorite song is in Alan Wake 2. It's what's the song called? The Road, that plays after the end sometimes of different chapters.
Yeah.
Some say it loops forever. I fucking love that. It was so good. And you just have to keep your headset on and listen to the whole song every time one of those chapters ends.
For me, Hi-Fi Rush is number 1, but Zelda's number 2.
So good. So good.
Yeah, for me, it's Hi-Fi Rush number 1, Zelda number 2.
Okay.
So it sounds like we're going to cut Spider-Man for sure, right? I mean, Sims.
I think it's the weakest of the one up here.
Yeah, I think it's the weakest up here too.
Did you not hear the music?
Yeah, they're better. Did you not hear Final Fantasy 16? Are you kidding me?
No, I didn't actually. No.
Yeah.
It's very generic. Just a few fucking little.
What are you talking about, dude? What are you talking about?
Look, Alan Wake 2 needs to win this, all right? Because it's got its own original music. Like, some say it loops forever, and then it
does have its own original songs.
And then there's that other bit on a bus.
We're gonna have to cut 2 more though.
The advantage Alan Wake 2 has to all of these is it has lyrics.
Yeah,
that doesn't always mean.
No, it doesn't mean shit.
But like,
look, the winner has already been taken out.
To Alan Wake 2 songs on Spotify and put those in like my favorite song playlist. I won't put any of the other ones, and that's just me personally. I don't fucking drive around listening to video game music, but Alan Wake 2's music I would.
Okay, so my number 1's Hi-Fi, so is yours, but we got to pick a number 2.
That's tough. I would say. Well, I did put Tears of the Kingdom above FF16, so I would say cut FF16.
Okay. Shout out though that rock
there.
Some of those rocks.
Shout out to Limp Bizkit. Okay, so what do we want?
Limp Bizkit style
as number 2.
I mean, it's gonna be more to you guys because I like Tears of the Kingdom more. I like Alan Wake 2 has really good music. I just think Tears of the Kingdom is just way more epic. Like that. Oh, like I said, the best song is that main theme for Tears of the Kingdom. That's my favorite song this year. As just one song.
I gotta go Alan Wake 2 above Tears of the Kingdom just because it's actual songs that I love and would love to listen to.
Okay, that's fine. I'm the one fighting for Zelda, so that's fine. And we're gonna give it to Hi-Fi.
We're gonna give it to Hi-Fi. Hi-Fi Rush, sweeping shit here. Okay, so your winner for best music sound is Hi-Fi Rush. I mean, that just makes all the sense in the world, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. And then runner-up, Alan Wake 2. Next up, what do we got? 3 more categories here. Best indie game. This should be a pretty quick one. Your nominees are Pineapple on Pizza, The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, Coffee Talk 2, Vemba, Planet Alana, Cocoon, Viewfinder, Oxenfree 2, El Paso Elsewhere, Sea of Stars, and Dave the Diver. Right off the bat, I'm going to say we can cut Dave the Diver because I only played it for like half an hour. Really enjoyed my time with it, but the load times on Switch are fucking terrible and I couldn't stand it. So I'm waiting for PS5 or Series X port.
I'm gonna fight. I think my favorite one on here is probably Venba, and then probably El Paso Elsewhere is my number 2. That's my top 2 there. Since this is a much shorter list, I'll just do a top 2.
Sure. Mine would be Sea of Stars number 1, Cocoon number 2.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of figured. Okay. Yeah, we can cut the top 2 for sure. I'm the only one that played those 2.
Sims, is your favorite Vemba out of this list?
Yeah, it's not been the biggest indie game thing for Steve this year.
A lot of AAA this year. Yeah.
This was a tough year to squeeze in indie games.
I did play Pokemon Yellow.
Yeah, the indie game Pokemon Yellow.
Published by Nintendo.
Yeah. All right, so I guess we can just cut more then, because like Coffee Talk, I'm the only one that played that one. Oxenfree 2, Viewfinder. None of us. Yeah,
Oxenfree 2 we can cut. Shout out though, thought it was a great story. Really tied in well to the first game. Viewfinder is a really cool puzzle game, but not the best puzzle game.
Yeah. Okay. Planet Alana, I think, is very cool. It sounds like Cocoon is a better game in terms of like people that came from Playdead.
Yeah, I wanted to love it. I really did, but I just could not. I don't know. Something about Planet Alana just didn't vibe right with me.
That's fair. It has that mechanic of like you playing as 2 characters.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, but yeah, we can cut it. I'm the only one that's like gonna fight for El Paso, so I'll cut it because I'm the only one that's really gonna do that.
Okay. Just to meet you guys in the middle ground, we can cut Cocoon. I do think it's the best puzzle game of the year. I think it's really unique, and I love the atmosphere of the game.
Okay. Yeah, shout out to Cocoon. Really cool game. And just because I know that like I put Venba in here as number 1, I'm gonna be with you, and I think we should give it to Sea of Stars.
Okay.
I think Sea of Stars should be I think that's the best standout indie this year.
Sims, any argument for Venba above Sea of Stars?
I mean, I obviously I played Vemba. I haven't played Sea of Stars, but like Vemba's an experience.
It's a game, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, it's almost like Vemba's being told to you when you're interacting with it. Other than Sea of Stars is probably like 15 years of somebody's work and life. So, Vemba. No, okay, Sea of Stars. No, it's definitely Sea of Stars. It's got to be Sea of Stars on it. It's definitely Sea of Stars.
Yeah, Sea of Stars, just how in depth that game is, and the combat's so great, and the story's great, and it's just you have to remind me that that's an indie game, and I think that says a lot. So your runner-up for best indie is Vemba, and the winner is Sea of Stars. Next up, our second to last category, best art direction. Your nominees: Hi-Fi Rush, Hogwarts Legacy, Dead Space Remake, Like a Dragon Edition, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Street Fighter 6, Diablo 4, Vemba, Final Fantasy 16, Planet Alana, Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, Mortal Kombat 1, Cocoon, Starfield, Sea of Stars, Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 2, Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
I'll just go first.
This is a tough one.
I'm only going to do 2 again because I think that's nice and clean because we do top 2.
Okay.
I'm going to say Hi-Fi Rush and Alan Wake 2.
Tough. It's tough, you know.
It is tough. I also think my number, if I was to do 3, it'd probably be Street Fighter 6.
Interesting, yeah. That game does look fantastic.
Yeah, I love the graffiti style.
So, what about Wonder?
My thought process, yeah.
Wonder's up there. Wonder would
looks
probably be
fucking
4.
great,
Yeah, Wonder would probably be 4 for me.
I would definitely go Hi-Fi. I'm in agreement. I think that's in top 2. I think that game just looks great. The cell shaded,
Yeah.
again, Saturday morning cartoon looks fucking awesome. Alan Wake 2, my only problem with it is they rely so heavily on live action, you know?
Yeah.
And while that
they
is art
blend it.
direction, it's kind of, it almost feels like a little bit of a cheat, you know?
I could see that.
But it is like the best looking game I've ever seen, I think.
It's up there for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think that game is beautiful, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta shout out Cocoon as well, man. Like Cocoon looks great.
Yeah.
The colors really pop in that game, and it just looks really unique in the atmosphere again.
It's very unique looking game. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Dead Space 2. Okay, so my top 2. Yeah, I'm in agreement. Alan Wake 2, Hi-Fi Rush. Yeah.
Okay. Sims.
I mean, I played Hi-Fi Rush for an hour, and like I still remember what it looks like. It's definitely
Okay. So you're gonna pick it too. Okay. What? Do you have a number 2? You gonna say Wonder?
Art direction, like, I mean, I never really played it. Like, art direction for me is like something that like really stands out. And I know this is like like Alan Wake looks like, for me, it just looks like Last of Us. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if that makes sense.
Just
like art
realistic
direction
and
is
stuff.
something that really stands out. That really is like Death's Door, like something really animated, if that makes sense. If that really
I
like,
do think graphics should be taken into account on those.
It does.
Just
Like
the
fidelity.
fidelity of things. Yeah, how good that actually.
I mean, I could say RoboCop's World, like old Detroit, New Detroit. Sorry, walking through the streets of New Detroit, and I played that for an hour the other day, and like puddles were great. The cars were like it just looked grimy and horrible. Like that was good, but I know art direction. I think it's definitely.
I think we know number 1. We just got to pick a number 2. If I know Connor, I think we know number 1. number 1 already.
I think it's Sea of Stars, isn't it? No.
Sea of Stars looks great, dude. That pixel art.
This is a tough one this year. This is a really tough one.
Honestly, you might be
Stars look
convincing me to do Sea of Stars number 2.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down for that, honestly.
All right, let's do that then. It's Sims just called it. All right, so
All right.
we'll
forgot all about Sea of Stars.
Yeah.
Right there. Game does look great. Okay, then any
And-
argument for Sea of Stars above Hi-Fi? I don't think so. I think Hi-Fi is the best looking game of
Yeah.
last year. Just in terms of art direction, for sure.
yeah, and then Sea of Stars. Shout out to that pixel art.
So best art direction, your runner up was Sea of Stars, and the winner, Hi-Fi Rush. Now, guys, our last category, Game of the Year. Your
Nerdic
nominee-
Gods Game of the Year. Let's go.
Nerdic Gods Game of the Year 2023. Your nominees are Hi-Fi Rush, Hogwarts Legacy, Dead Space Remake, Like a Dragon Nation, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Coffee Talk Episode 2, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, Street Fighter 6, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 16, Planet of Lana, Armor Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, Mortal Kombat 1, Cocoon, Viewfinder, Oxenfree 2, Lost Signals was the name there.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
Starfield, El Paso, Elsewhere, Sea of Stars, Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 2, Like a Dragon Gaiden, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Oh boy. Okay. Tough this year, huh?
Yeah.
It
So
was a
just
great year in
because
video games, man. It really was.
fantastic. I mean, we have a few that are not really on this list, that we just haven't played, like a Pikmin or a Baldur's Gate. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I couldn't get to Baldur's Gate for us. Like, I really
Damn it,
wanted
Daniel.
to. I'd been, I would have really been the one pushing it.
I
and
think
trying to play
obviously
it,
that is the biggest one we are all missing is
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah.
for sure. So there's a few on here that I'm gonna quickly go and cut off of this list because I'm the only one that's played that. I'm not really gonna fight for them in top 10. So it's gonna be Like a Dragon Ishin. It's a really cool game. I really like it a lot, but I'm not really gonna fight for it to be high. Same with Coffee Talk 2. I think it's cool indie game. It's not my favorite indie this year. Armored Core. I haven't beaten it, so like I don't know if I could fight for a game that I really haven't seen the end.
Some
Yeah,
would
I wanna-
say this
I wanna
year,
get to
Daniel,
it too.
you're a
Yeah.
fake gamer.
Yeah, I was a fake gamer this year. You're right.
Big game here. Like normally, like he just turns up every year, and he just pulls out this fucking scroll. Like, he's like, hear you. This year I have played, and he's played 496 games. So, right, and then this year he's honestly is like, and then every time we say we haven't played it, he just spits on the floor. He's like, you've not played.
I'm gonna cut Planet Alana because it's like I'm the only one that's beating it, I think, and like Connor, you don't really too hot on it.
Yeah, I wasn't too hot on it. I would say go ahead. You can cut Viewfinder.
Okay.
I don't think that's a top 10 worthy game.
I'm also going to cut El Paso Elsewhere. I like the game a lot. I just don't think I could be top.
What the
10.
fuck did I play in January?
I don't know.
That's
When did Hogwarts come out?
Hogwarts came out like early February.
February.
You
I'll
can
cut
go
Like
ahead
a
and
Dragon
cut.
Guide in as well.
Okay, we can cut Oxenfree 2 as well. Great game, great story. Love how tied in the first one again, but I don't think it's top 10.
Okay.
Unless you have another argument, soon.
Yeah, it came and went. Nice little palate cleanser from Zelda. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it was nice.
So if we're poking stuff, can I poke?
Please poke away.
Pope. Don't make me get Peter out.
I want to take both the remakes off. I'm being honest. As much as, and then this is not me saying that they are not great. They are actually like some of the greatest games of all time, both of them. For me, it's like in a year with so many games and so many new games, I just think remakes don't have a place. Unless we had their own category of remakes, you know.
I certainly knock it against it because they had a blueprint there of exactly what this game is going to be. I certainly think it's a knock against it, but I do think the quality of both Dead Space remake and Resident Evil 4 remake are above some of these on the list.
Oh, for sure. And that, yeah, like I said, that's not me putting them down or not agreeing with you. I just think we should celebrate, new things this year, not necessarily like a remake of older games. Personally.
That's fair.
I mean, you guys, if you guys,
I only have one of them on my personal top 10, and it's
Yeah.
not very high on the list.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you two. If you two want either one of these, like, I'm not gonna fight too hard. I understand. It's just
Sims
my
didn't
personal.
like Resident Evil 4 remake, from what I remember.
He said it was too long.
I hated it. I hated it.
Yeah. He hates it. So we cutting.
Hated
I
it.
love that he hated it.
We cutting Resident Evil 4 Sims.
Yeah, man, get rid. Terrible.
All right, get rid of it. He said terrible game.
How is that? Like, nice little story for you. So Natalie's dad he has the every couple of months might buy a game. What shall I buy? And we're like kind of giving up at this point because he's like he normally just plays FIFA. After his stroke, he's played some City Skylines.
Wasn't he playing Horizon?
Roller Coaster Tycoon? No.
No.
Maybe. No. So anyway, we went around a couple of weeks ago and he's like, what shall I buy? And I was like, because I was looking at Resident Evil and I was like, I can't see it. Anyway, can't see it, Carl. I'm not going to lie to you, mate. But like Resident Evil 2 and 3 was on sale for like £8.
Oh, that ain't bad.
And I was like, there's worse things to waste £8 on. Do you know what I mean? I buy toilet roll, this pint of milk and bread and that's like £9. So anyway, about 2 weeks later, it's like, yeah, done that. I was like, what? Yeah, did 2 and 3. I was like, what? Yeah.
Damn.
And I was like, hold on a minute. And he goes, oh, what should I do next? I was 4.
4, fuck it.
Yeah, and he loves it. He likes 4 the best.
I want to play that DLC still, the separate ways.
Separate ways. Yeah.
But yeah, good for him, man.
There's too many new games. You know what I mean? Like DLC it's got no room
the same
for
thing with
that.
that God of War DLC.
No room for that.
I'm like,
No.
All right.
haven't
The
cut Dead
obvious
Space.
one to cut for me is Hogwarts Legacy.
Before you do that,
Sure.
I'm with you. Before you do that, I'm going to just cut both fighting games. Mortal Kombat's like my number. We'll get to it. It's like my 10. So I can't fight for it more. Plus, Street Fighter 6 is not in my
Street
top
Fighter
10,
6
so.
didn't get the love this year that I think it deserves.
It got
Yeah,
buried.
for sure.
I just
Buried.
feel like
It
I
didn't
just feel
sell
like
well.
that should have been what was the one? Oh, Resident Evil 4 Remake was nominated in Keeley's Game of the Year, and it should have been Street Fighter 6 instead.
Or Starfield, I think, but
yeah,
whatever.
it's just like, but like,
or Hi-Fi Rush, dude. Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah, Hi-Fi Rush too. There was a bunch of things you could have put there.
Okay, we're getting real close to 10. So I'm gonna throw it out there. We cutting Hogwarts and Dead Space.
I'm okay with that.
Is that a fair cut?
What's that? Sorry.
Hogwarts and Dead Space.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed Dead Space, but it was just nice to go back.
Okay.
I actually think Dead Space. I mean, I didn't beat it, but like I think they actually achieved in making it a better version of the first one.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I played that game literally in dread of like, oh, I can't be arsed with that bit soon, and it wasn't there. I couldn't believe it. They just got rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they changed it. Yeah,
that was really clever.
I didn't have as much of a problem with it in the first game as other people did, but
and giving Isaac a voice and stuff like that too. I think that just elevated it more.
Yeah. All right, so we'll cut Hogwarts and Dead Space, and now we only got to cut one more.
Never finished Dead Space actually. Like literally right at the very end. Like literally,
so
I reckon.
After this, Daniel, do we put it in order? Like, do we?
Yeah, then we're gonna order.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we cut here?
So
let me see.
I don't know. Diablo 4 is lower on my top 10, so that might be the closest one to cut for me here. Starfield's not in my top 10. I think those are the two I would poke at.
I mean, I didn't touch Diablo 4, so that's the one I would cut personally. But
yeah.
I'll
okay.
leave that up to you guys.
Okay. Sims.
I'm okay with it.
Fighting Diablo. And keeping Starfield.
I mean, both of them could go for me.
I mean, we only need to cut one.
Yeah, get rid of.
Which one would you? I mean, you tell me.
Get rid of Diablo.
Okay. Cut Diablo. We have our personal list, so it's fine.
Unless you guys want to cut Cocoon instead.
No, I feel like your passion for Cocoon is more than mine for Diablo.
Okay.
If that makes sense. All right, so yeah, now I guess we kind of order things a little more.
Speaking of, then I can say Cocoon 10. I think
Cocoon 10.
That seems
fair.
It's low on my list, as we'll go over next.
All right, I'll make it fair as well. Spider-Man, number 1.
At 9? Oh, it won.
At 1.
I'm not joking. Right, so number 9. Okay.
Yeah. What are we thinking? Is in
Starfield.
That's what I was looking at.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that.
Love the game. Great main story.
But let me ask you a question, right?
But there's a lot of stuff holding it back.
Let me. All right. It's January 2023. Yeah, we're excited. This year's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Is Starfield potentially a number 9 for you?
No, I mean, if you remember, I asked the question, which we'll do again, but I asked the question at the last year's Game of the Year, what would our Game of the Year be, or what we all thought our Game of the Year would be, and I thought it would be Starfield.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
What did we say? Do you know?
You said Hogwarts Legacy, Daniel said Zelda.
What? Why?
We'll find out.
Why did I say such a stupid thing? Why did
I don't know.
This?
I don't know.
You guys.
I like to think you lose a hair on the top of your head every time you have a bad opinion.
Right. When did you go back to listen to that?
I didn't. I just remembered.
You're on drugs, you are. Like actual.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Well, I have the memory for that, but I can't remember what happened in any of these games. So.
The next one I would put is Final Fantasy 16 at number 8.
Ooh. How you feeling about Wonder there, Daniel?
Wonder I have higher than what? I mean, I don't want to spoil too much.
Don't put out your list here.
Wonder is much higher than
I would go Wonder personally. I mean, I would put Wonder. I wouldn't even have it in.
If I'm the only one that's gonna fight for it, then yeah, we can leave Wonder here at 8.
Yeah, and it's no knock against the game. I just don't like the genre that much.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, if I'm the supporter of Wonder here, that's fine.
Sims, do you have anything to say on Wonder? Do you want it at 8 or do you?
I mean, leave it there. I've not played it. It's not something that I want to play. It's something I want to own because I want. I like to own Nintendo games
Yeah.
Okay.
because
Then
they
7,
go up.
I am in agreement, Daniel.
Final
I
Fantasy
think
16.
Final Fantasy 16 is a proper number 7.
7, really?
Yeah, it's a great game, don't get me wrong, but the story is a bit confusing in some parts and not really fleshed out in a lot of areas. I love the lore and the world of that game a lot. And the combat's great, like I said, but it still just bothers me how much they overhyped it.
You put 100 and something hours into this game, by the way.
It was like, okay, that's not fair because I pause a lot and then walk away. So it's not.
Oh,
accurate,
okay.
the
I
PS
genuinely
wrap-up,
thought you put
but,
that many hours.
Nah, it was probably more like 80 though. Like a lot of fucking hours. I mean, I did every side quest.
Really?
Yeah. They were all awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Next, I'm gonna throw
There's a few
out.
good ones.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. Spider-Man 2.
It was stupid. Stop being stupid, bro. The Star
what
Wars
else is
Jedi
here?
Survivor could sit lovely
That
at number
is
6.
number 5. That's my number. I would say
No,
Spider-Man at number
it's
6.
number 3 easily.
And then Star
I'm
Wars.
gonna say 6 is Sea of Stars.
Okay, you want to do that because it's just mostly you.
I want to do that. Yeah, I think that's a great number 6. It was our best indie, so I feel like we got to put it somewhat high. Again, great story, great gameplay, great characters. It's a great game overall, but yeah, I am the only one that played it, so I think that's a fine 6. And then 5.
Star
I'm in
Wars.
I would
agreement
say
with
Spider-Man
Daniel.
2.
I'm sorry, Sims. I like Jedi Survivor more than I like Spider-Man.
Me too.
And maybe that's just because I'm much more of a Star Wars guy than I am a Marvel guy. But like, I fucking love Star Wars.
Hold on. How can I? I think we should do.
Okay, here's your biggest knock. I'll give you it. The performance issues that Jedi Survivor had have to be taken into account.
I didn't have any problems. I had the floaty guy.
The door technician.
Yeah, the floaty guy, but I
didn't
thought
have very many problems.
that was banter. And then the HDR that made it look iffy on the first loading screen. That was it.
I didn't have a ton of issues.
Yeah,
I
I didn't
thought
have a
it
problem.
ran terribly in the big world, whatever that was, Kobo or some shit.
Yeah. I
It
didn't run
ran
great,
so bad.
but-
I had to switch to quality mode every time I was in that planet because it was just so jarring to me, the frame rate that was going on that world.
What we
So
on?
is Jedi Survivor number 4 above Spider-Man?
I
Is that
would
what we're
say
doing?
so. Sorry, Sims. I would say so. I
Do
just
you
love the story. I thought it was a great story in Jedi Survivor.
Yeah.
For someone
That's the
who
best part.
tried Baldur's Gate, like, is Baldur's Gate not in this top 10 at all?
But
Can you not-
I haven't played.
But like Connor has.
No, I just don't. I don't like it. I just don't like the CRPG angle. Again, it's just another genre that's
It's
just
not for you. Not
it's
yet.
just not for me. Not yet. Maybe Daniel's gonna break me down.
I'm
so
gonna
much
break
over
you
the years to
some
come.
way.
Like next year, I'll be telling you Baldur's Gate 3 is the best thing ever.
Let's
You
go,
know, who
dude.
knows?
Let's
Who
go.
knows? But as of right now, no, I just did not like a lot that was going on there. There's elements of it that sounds so cool to me, but then there's also elements that I just hated.
Yeah.
And
All
also,
right.
I wouldn't put it anywhere near a top 10 list because I haven't played nearly as enough of it. Okay. So 5 is Spider-Man 2, 4 is Jedi Survivor. Top 3, here we go, boys. I'm gonna say Hi-Fi Rush for 3. Just between all of us, because I think you two have Zelda very high. And I mean, go ahead. Disagreement.
I think you're right. Hi-Fi
Alan Wake is going to be the placing of Alan Wake 2 is going to be on YouTube because I have not beaten it.
What day is it?
What?
What day is it?
What day is
Today?
it?
Today is January 4th.
Right. So today, Alan Wake is my game of the year. Tomorrow, Zelda is my game of the year. That's the problem.
That's how he goes.
Because
Well,
I can't make a decision.
I just think what Alan Wake did for the genre, like it is truly an amazing story for horror. And we don't get a lot of those. You think of Resident Evil, they all pretty ass stories, if we're being honest. It's more about characters. Dead Space is great, but it's not as fleshed out. This is like next fucking level, and just how deep it goes, like with the lore and when you read up on things and watch different YouTube videos. It just like, this is such a cool world that Remedy is building out, and this is the best part of that thus far, I think.
Yeah.
and it really elevates Alan's character and introduces Saga, and that stuff's so fun. And then just the way
Do
they did
you?
everything.
I like
do you
Alex Casey a lot.
Yeah.
Well, rest in peace.
Now, the knock against Alan Wake would just be the gunplay. And I think the gunplay feels great, but I think it needed more enemy variety.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Places.
It's just not as fun as like Control.
Yeah, exactly. And like, it's not meant to be because it's a different type of game than that. But that would be my knock against it.
Yeah.
Alan Wake.
So I mean,
Do it.
Alan Wake.
It's so good at it. Get this man a booth.
Yeah. So we gotta have to feel it out here. Like,
Okay, personally, I'm putting Zelda at 3.
You fucking.
If I had my choice.
Listen, I need you to get all,
Zelda.
go and get your crack pipe and start fucking going.
It sounds like.
Sorry.
I'm gonna be honest. Someone's gonna have to bend a bit because it sounds like all three of these are random for all of us.
So where are you?
My number one.
Zelda, yeah. I look. Zelda is my number one. All right, but it does. I can't decide personally myself. But Zelda is number one.
So what I'm hearing, it sounds like Connor was right in the first place.
Connor's on crack. That's what we need to know.
Is that right?
It sounds like it because I think your guys' number one is Zelda, or Sims can't decide between Zelda and Alan Wake. And
So what's your game of the year?
I mean, we'll get to that, but I mean, come on, we'll get to that. Alan Wake 2 though.
So how does this look?
What I'm picking for this.
How does this look?
I mean, yeah, I think that's what we're going with. I think that's what we're gonna have to go with here. Is number 3, Hi-Fi Rush. Number 2, Alan Wake 2. Number 1, The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. I would personally vote Alan Wake 2 above that, but I mean, I think these are all fantastic games. You know, it doesn't really bother me which way we go, one way or the other.
Sims?
It's nice to see. I'm happy. It's nice to see Star Wars in that list because I reckon there's a lot of podcasters like ourselves, game sites, game websites. A lot of them you would not see Jedi Survivor in the top 10.
Just last argument for Alan Wake 2 is just the balls they have to even make that fucking game. And you're seeing it now with how this game's selling, right? I think anyone would probably tell you this game isn't gonna fucking sell very well because it's a very niche thing. It's a very it's gonna be like a diamond that we look at in the past, but it's like. Man, like they just had balls making like a half walking simulator, half horror game with a bunch of jump scares, and you gotta know the lore behind it to really understand Alan Wake 2. It's just they got balls over at Remedy.
Yeah. Ballsy move, not going physical as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Very ballsy.
All right, so I think,
good price, $50.
Yeah,
£50.
Okay.
Sorry.
So your top 10 Nerdic Gods Game of the Year 2023. Number 10, Cocoon. Number 9, Starfield. Number 8, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Number 7, Final Fantasy 16. Number 6, Sea of Stars. Number 5, Spider-Man 2. Number 4, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Number 3, Hi-Fi Rush. Number 2, Alan Wake 2. And your Game of the Year 2023, The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Great games. Great year.
One of the best years in games, guys.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Such a variety this year.
Too busy.
Very busy.
It was too much. It was too much for my little brain. I'd say it's probably the worst year of gaming I've ever had. I have sure paralysis. Like, honestly, I have paralysis of like I don't know what to play. I don't. Yeah. I can't. I'd rather not play anything because there's too much choice. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And
you guys got to paste your top 10s in here.
That's crazy.
So everyone can see it.
I'll paste it in there. I got mine written on my phone, so I can.
Oh,
cool.
Okay, we will now go over our personal top 10s.
If you want to do mine,
wrap up the show.
Yeah.
Do you want to do yours first?
Because I already have mine in there. Yeah, Sims can like scroll and you can see mine because mine are right there.
Okay.
Go
ahead.
Yeah. So my number 10 is Mortal Kombat 1. Really cool game. I love Mortal Kombat. It's not. I don't think as good as that new trilogy of 9, 10, and 11, but I think it's still a very good Mortal Kombat game with a cool ending to the game. My number 9 is Like a Dragon Gaiden. There's not much more I can really say about that. It's just a very emotional game, very fun. Definitely shorter on the side for a Like a Dragon game, but good game. My number 8 is Diablo 4. Had a great time with that game, playing a rogue. Sloan was playing a barbarian. Just fun co-op, killing creatures and stuff. Very cool. Lilith was a really interesting character. I like the story of it. Final Fantasy 16 is my number 7. A great game, very fun. Story, bit jumbled. I still think that there's a good story in there, but it really relies more on its characters, I think, than its story. My number 6 is Spider-Man 2. Very good game. Great.
I thought you'd have it.
You think so? Yeah, I wasn't. Any of my hate was not hate. It was more of just iterative. The game was iterative. But yeah, Spider-Man 2, great. It feels great to play. I think the story is good. I don't think it's the best for all the Spider-Man games, but it's very good. Oh, that is cool. He's holding his little mask too. I like that. Is that for the first game or?
Yeah, it's the first one. They haven't released the game one yet because my bank balance is not ready for that.
Yeah. My number 5 is Like a Dragon Ishin. Very cool game, historic game. I like the setting for different for Like a Dragon game. My number 4 is Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Love it. Love Star Wars. Cal's a great character. I love Cal and Marin's relationship. My number 3, Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Love it. Love Mario. Love the animation to Wonder. Its animation is so good. Yeah.
Wow.
Look at the bodega cat.
He's very cute.
Thanks.
My number 2, Hi-Fi Rush. We've been praising this game this entire awards. So fun. Xbox needs to stick with Chai as a character in this series. I think they could have a face of Xbox, a new face, if they stick with Chai. What a gem that more people need to be playing. And then my number 1 is Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I think it's just a masterpiece of a video game and somehow made a better game than Breath of the Wild. Crazy.
I think Daniel's the only one that predicted his number 1 correctly. And Sims is going to throw a curveball.
Because I just know how much. Yeah, because I just know how much I loved Breath of the Wild, and like I was thinking it was going to be high, just not Breath of the Wild, but it was better than that. I don't understand.
Cool.
And it probably came from the story, to be honest. Like as much as I like Ultra Hand, I think that they actually did a really, really good story in Breath of the or Tears of the Kingdom, and that really put it over Breath of the Wild.
Cool. I'll go next then. My number 10, Cocoon. I think it's the best puzzle game of the year. Really trippy elements. I love the ending. The ending was so trippy to me because I remember talking about this on the show. It was just like I knew instinctually what to do, but I didn't even know what I was doing. You know, it was just because the game's so trippy with the whole Inception. You're going in and out of different levels and stuff like that, carrying levels into different levels. Very trippy experience. Loved it. My number 9. It's gonna be controversial. Resident Evil 4 remake. I'm putting it in there. Yeah, it was the remake. I think this game is just such high quality, and it's amongst the best Resident Evils, right behind Resident Evil 7 Sims in terms of best Resident Evil games. But no, I love this game. I love Leon as a character. I think they make his character even better in this one with all the different lines and stuff he has, and obviously the feel and the gameplay and just the graphical fidelity in that game is very impressive. Number 8, put Final Fantasy 16 here. Love this game. Thought it was great. Really horrible side quests for a majority of them. There's a few diamonds in the rough there, but I think the combat's fantastic. Although, like I've been saying, a little overhyped. And then the story and the world are really what stick out to me. Whatever that button was called, where you press it and you bring up different things there, love it. That's like the best game mechanic of the fucking year, man. I fucking love that thing. Put that in every heavy story narrative game, like because I thought that was awesome. Number 7, putting Starfield here. Unfortunately, pretty low down, lower than I thought at the beginning of the year.
Okay, but I mean, it's still a good game.
I still think the game's great. I think it is Bethesda's best story, at least main story. Very trippy, ask like some really weird questions of just like humanity and where we're going as a race, you know, and had some really awesome levels. Like the gunplay a fair bit too, but yeah, it is missing that exploring element that Bethesda games are typically known for It really fucked up there. Too many loading screens as well, and could be better. Could be better. I think they have something there though with expansions.
We'll see what they do with those deals.
I'm very excited to see how they flesh it out more. You know. Number 6, putting Sea Stars here. Man, this is someone that just got into turn-based. What a fucking game this was.
You're just playing
high
things
up there now too, right? And then, man, this game was so fun. I was addicted to it for like a month, you know.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy saying that as someone that didn't like turn-based just a year or two ago. And yeah, just awesome characters. Shout out to Garl. Loved it.
Dude.
Really emotional moments with Garl. My number 5. This is where I'm putting Marvel Spider-Man 2. Thought it was a great game. Like I said, I can't believe that they elevated the traversal so much and made it even better than the first game. Again, the story has its problems, but I think it's good overall. Those side quests, though, are fucking amazing, and the payoff to each of them are just awesome. Love that. Love the world that Insomniac is building there. My number 4 was Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Fucking loved it. Loved the story. Loved the characters. Great graphics, great gameplay. I just loved it overall. The only thing holding it back a little bit was the performance issues for me. Like we were talking about earlier, just that one planet really bothered me. But man, the Darth Vader part, the part we were talking about where fucking Cal's flying through the air and fighting that giant robot, those are things that will stick with me. Number 3, The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. And this is interesting for me because I did not like Breath of the Wild that much.
I remember talking
I
about
played through the whole thing, but it's like an 8 to me. What really elevated this one to me was the story, like Daniel was saying. I mean, they have a really well done, well written, fleshed out story here with great characters, and I love that. And I don't think Breath of the Wild 1 had that all that much. And then the abilities really put it over the top for me, man. Those were so fun, and they were just so cool. And how they didn't break the game at all is just so fucking.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about the Ascend. That was sick. You just go into a mountain.
Crazy, you know?
It's insane, dude.
Dude, the abilities really put it over the top. And my top 3 was very tough to put in order.
For sure. And that's our top 3 for all of us, too. And Alan Wake probably would be up there if I beat it, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
My number 2 then was Hi-Fi Rush. Man, this dude getting shadow dropped at that developer direct out of fucking nowhere and just seeing that game. And I was like, I remember I was at work watching it on my phone in the fucking bathroom, the developer direct, and I'm just like, dude, this looks fucking awesome.
There's no way it could be that good.
Like, this looks awesome. And I remember thinking like, oh, this is going to be like an 8 out of 10 type thing, small experience. And I played it for like the next week and just fucking fell in love with it. Chai is an incredible character. The supporting cast is great. And then just having that unique character action concept of fighting to the beat of everything, and everything is to the beat like that, you know, it is so fun. Can't wait to see this series continue, and hopefully they're working on Hi-Fi Rush 2 immediately. And then my number 1 game of the year, no surprise, Alan Wake 2 is my game of the year, 2023. Man, I can't believe they were somehow able to make this game that good after Alan Wake 1. I like Alan Wake 1. That is like a personal favorite of mine, but I completely understand that it's just like a cult classic, and it's really
for sure
not that high quality of a game.
Where I think it's high quality, but
it's high quality, but it's not. That game is like an 8. You know what I mean? But like it's an 8 that I love like a 10, as Tim Geddes likes to say, right?
Yeah.
But man, just the way they were able to make it. It doesn't even necessarily feel like a sequel to Alan Wake 1, right? It is its own complete game, and just the balls Remedy had to make this game is just something that should be studied for future games, because I just think more AAA games need to have balls.
Take risks.
Take risks, you know, and it might not even pay off in the end, and it doesn't seem like it's paying off in the end for Remedy all that much in terms of sales, and that's a goddamn shame, because this game was just fantastic. Just really elevated psychological horror video games, and just kind of gave me, this is like The Shining for me in terms of video games, you know, just like a great psychological horror game. And finally got that, and it's my favorite horror game of all time now.
Whoa, dude!
By far, yeah.
Over all the Dead Spaces, all the Resident Evil.
Over all the Dead Spaces, all the Resident Evil. And I play a lot. I'm a big horror fan, so I go out of my way to play all these things. And this thing, just I would not have predicted that this game would have came out and be this good. You know, especially coming off Control. Like, I like Control. Don't get me wrong, but I thought that narrative was pretty ass. You know, I just like very confusing. I didn't like a lot of the things with like the brother and stuff like that. And then they come out here with Alan Wake 2 and just knock it out of the fucking park in terms of writing and story. And yeah, man, way to go, Remedy. Sims, Your
Dan,
top
yeah,
10?
you gotta paste yours in here.
Nice and quick. I'll write it in a minute. Unless you want to write it as I go.
Yeah.
Number 10. Oxenfree 2. Had a good time. I like these games. I call them palate cleansers after big games. And it's nice. They're just simple, straightforward. Listen, taking the art style that you don't see every day. I like that.
Yeah. It's got a cool vibe.
Yeah, it's great. And the conversations, the back and forth between the characters and getting to know these characters, and it's almost like just a nice little quick relationship. Do you know what I mean? In and out, done. Number 9. It's a bit of a difficult one for me because I never finished anything. I didn't finish much, so I really finished anything. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna remove that. I'm gonna go Final Fantasy. But I've only played half of it. And like I said, I've got this like deep paralysis at the moment with like, I don't know. I've got so much to play. I don't want to play anything. That's just a me thing. But yeah, Clive's great. And big monster battles are great. I recently just did a mission where it's like 2 Megazords fighting, which was great. I was like, oh, this is the Power Rangers. But it was great. It was a great one. Number 8.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go. It's either Resident Evil 4 or Dead Space. I said I didn't like Resident Evil 4. I don't know. I think me and the missus, we sat down. We were like, look, this game has been hyped up for years. We put off playing the original for this remake, and we just thought it was too long, bloated.
Play the original. Play that original. As much as I love the remake too. They're both great, but
I mean, everything else is amazing. Like the visuals, the facial animations. But I don't know this. I don't know. I'm gonna go Dead Space. Yeah, like I do. Resident Evil was great, but Dead Space was. I had a lot more fun playing it. Me and Mrs. back and forth, getting up, reminiscing, dreading that moment that I didn't want to come, that never came because the developers were like, "We know you didn't like it back in the day, Steve." Appreciate that, developers. Number 7, no, 8,
Yep.
10, 9, 8.
Yep, 7.
Yeah, Hogwarts Legacy. Had a great time playing that game. It was that good it made me stop playing the game, and I watched all of how many 8 films is there?
Yeah.
Back to back, yeah. So
80 films.
all 8
No, he
films.
said 8
All films.
80.
All 80
80
films. Yeah. But no, yeah. I mean, but that's credit to the game. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm in that world, and I want to go back to where it all began. Like, I think that's a credit personally, not. But they, went around, enjoyed they nailed flying around and nailed Hogwarts. They nailed the English accents. They nailed everything about it. It was really, really clever. And there was some moments in there that really shocked me. Like, I think someone died in it. I didn't expect to die. Kid made some bad decisions. Yeah, it was great. Really good. 6 Jedi Survivor. I had a great time. I felt rushed to play. In a rush to get it done with. I'd like to have gone. I think I got 1 platinum this year, which is a bit of a shame. But this year was very much. You gotta go if you can't get left behind, or you fucked. And I think I did. I got left behind with Zelda. But yeah, I enjoyed it. The story was, I think, very predictable in the end. The main story, anyway, not the Sears bit was nice. But by the end of it, I was like, oh, I saw that coming. This is a number 2 game. Hopefully, number 3 will be great.
I can't wait to have that kid following you around in the third one.
it'd be like a Sony first party game.
Entirely what it's gonna be. It's entirely what it's gonna be.
Number 5.
Vemba.
Nice, dude. Shout out.
I went out with my kids. It was summer. I went out with my kids out all day. We all went as a family. It was lovely. It was dead nice. Got home. I just put this on. Didn't even know how long it was. I just thought, I've heard a lot about this game. I like cooking, blah, blah, blah. And I appreciated my family more after this game. Do you know what I mean? I had a lovely day. Kids were all chilling. Everyone's happy. And I was like, I hope my kids like appreciate, you know, what we give them. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, we all are, as families, we all work differently. I was just like, I hope one day they go, oh, thanks, Dad. Do you know what I mean? It was nice. Number
It's a
4,
touching game.
it's very lovely. It was very, very nice. Number 4, this year, this past couple of weeks, I've been addicted to a game on the PC. A little game called House Flipper 2.
Ooh.
Is that your number 4, dude?
Oh my god,
Let's
I'm in. This has caused problems because it doesn't run very well on the Steam Deck. It does not. So I normally sat on my little cheating mouse and keyboard on my TV. It did something and it would just shoot my shit down. It's like, I can't handle this anymore, Steve. You're just too creative. So I've been robbing the PC, my missus' laptop, using the computer, but I don't like being up here. I get a bit lonely. But no, house flip is just more house flipping. But it's just nice to just create, fix, pick up trash off the floor. As stupid as it sounds, like the Steam popped up. It was like, how would you like to review the game? And I was like, yeah, it's like cleaning in real life, but in a game. Like, how great is that? Like, sometimes you just got to clean to make you feel better. Do you know what I mean? You ever just clean your bedroom? Obviously not, Daniel, I can see. But no, yeah, a bit of a stupid one there, but I've enjoyed it. It's really, you know, it was nice it's nice to finish the year. I don't know my top 3.
You gotta order it. Order it.
I keep moving it.
Make it.
Because it's my personal top list. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go 3, Alan Wake 2.
Okay.
Simply because the gameplay was great. Some moments really fucking. The moments in the old folks' home. One of the scariest moments of my entire life.
Terrifying.
Yeah, terrifying. The Herald of Darkness. We sing best. The most jaw. I don't know what it was. It was just so. What the fuck? And a game that makes me think every day. Like, oh, fuck, that game was different. Like, different. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't Last of Us. Do you know what I mean? From A to B.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was nice. It was a good game. Sorry, people messaged me. This is my personal number. This is not. I don't know. It should be number 1, but it isn't because it isn't Zelda. Number 2 is Spider-Man 2. This game was. I'm just a fucking Spider-Man fanboy. But this means that it meant a lot to me to play this game. I was super excited when, you know, my missus went out the way and got me some custom made faceplates because you can't get the legit ones. Controller. Every moment was I've savored this game. People go around, oh, the game's too short. Don't play it so quick then. Savor it. Like, I didn't want to play this game for long because I didn't want it to end. It took me about 4 weeks to finish it because I was just like, I don't want it to end. I don't want it to end. I don't want it to end. And it was every mission, every swing, every combat segment, every crime that I stopped to fight. Like, it was great. Like, I just.
People that say it's too short, like, you wouldn't have wanted it any longer. Like, you don't want to see what it would have looked like.
Yeah, I don't think I would have wanted it any longer.
It would have been like, it would just have felt like they should have cut this, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been shit like that.
And honestly, can I be real? I feel like they could have made it leaner.
And maybe that main story a little bit.
Yeah. I feel like it could have been leaner.
What was your talk?
Main quest. Yeah.
Took Craven out.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a badass moment when he fucking smashed his head, though.
What did he get him?
Yeah.
Some mom came up to me, very tangent. She goes, should my son, we talk about Spider-Man 2 for ages. She goes, oh, what I got you? He wants to watch Five Nights at Freddy's. And I was like, we've just spoke about Spider-Man, about Craven getting his head ripped off his shoulders. That is scarier than the whole of that film. And she was like, oh, and I was like, yeah, don't worry about it. Number 1, Zelda. I reckon you could put Zelda in the next 10 years worth of games and it'll be my number 1 every year.
We didn't even mention the shrines.
Yeah.
That's not crazy.
They're awesome.
Like my favorite part of the game. That's my favorite part of a Zelda game. I played this Zelda game. I played Breath of the Wild the same as this. I set out to play. I don't want to do all the shrines. I want to get the Master Sword. I want to do the main story, and I've finished because there is more to do in that game. I didn't even do half of underground shit. I was there for about probably 2 hours.
Crazy, dude.
So,
Crazy.
but no, it was amazing. Like I said, it just works. It shouldn't work, but it does. Like this game was done 2 years ago, and they've just spent 2 years fixing it. Just like
pretty much play
it's
testing.
just incredible, absolutely incredible. But yeah, I have played more games. Well, I don't know, but yeah, cheers, man. Appreciate it. It's been a difficult one, but Zelda, it's Zelda's the best game of all time.
It's your favorite game of all time.
All time, yeah, because it's just. If I don't know, some people just play games and they're like, "Oh, I like this game," but I don't know. I appreciate it. I appreciate this game, if that makes sense. The fact that the simple little things of like, there's a plank of wood there, and if you've got a heavier plank of wood and you put it there, it will fall.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that just fucking blows my mind. It fucking blows my tiny little fucking brains, man.
Guys, to wrap up, I did just want to say that, what was it? Hi-Fi Rush won 3 of our categories. Tears of the Kingdom won 2 of our categories, including Game of the Year. Alan Wake won 2, and then Sea of Stars won 1. And of course, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom are number 1. And then to finally wrap up the show, I will ask again, guys, what do you think your Game of the Year of 2024 will be? Daniel, start with you.
Ooh, start with me. We don't know like half of what the next year is, which is crazy to even say. It's if I'm gonna take a big guess, probably Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth.
That's crazy for a January game.
I know, right? I know, it's crazy.
You get that right away.
I was watching a preview as well.
20 days away, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I know what you want to wrap up. Biggest disappointment of this year, that quick.
Biggest disappointment?
Yeah.
Man, I didn't play it, but I gotta say Redfall.
Probably. Oh, you're good point. Good point. Redfall.
Honestly, that genuinely ruined my birthday.
Just a game I thought that was gonna be at least somewhat good. You know, it was that. Even though I thought that game looked pretty bad after we saw the developer direct, but that wasn't until 2023 already. Going into 2023, I thought Redfall's gonna come out and we're all gonna like it.
Yeah, for sure. I think you're right. I think that's my biggest.
Ruined my birthday. Single-handedly ruined my birthday.
Is that all 3 of ours?
No,
Redfall?
for me,
No?
it was the Cumberbatch game.
Oh, the last case of Benedict
Fox.
Benedict Fox, yeah.
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I had really high hopes for it. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I had really high hopes for it. It was. I was a bit sad. I was like, I really look forward to playing it, and I just didn't like it.
I mean, on that note, I gotta say, I liked the game, but Bomber Cyberpunk I thought could have been a lot better. I would just add that in there.
And next year's game of the year,
2024, his game of the year will be like Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Sims.
I want to say it's a game that we don't know about yet, but I suppose if would that be boring, probably Final Fantasy Rebirth.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna guess for you.
Nah, I'm gonna throw you guys for a fucking loop.
Do
Just
it.
like I did on Fantasy Critic. I'll say 2024 game of the year for me is 3D Mario platformer.
Dude, let's go. I can't believe you're saying that. Let's go.
Now, if in terms of dates, yeah, it's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's probably not even close. And that probably will end up being the game of the year if there is no 3D Mario. But if there's a 3D Mario, it's over. It's over,
dude. That's going to be it.
Man. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I am really looking forward to that Prince of Persia game.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, the previews are really good.
120 frames per second on the PlayStation.
Comes out quick soon, too. I think we're like 10 days away. So
I think it's the first big release of the year.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the Nerd Gods podcast, episode 204. The Game of the Year episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe to us over at youtube.com/nerdgods. You can also find us available on all audio platforms. Guys, anything else you want to say?
Great year for games. So it sucks that we had so many layoffs.
Yeah, man.
And on that downer note, bye, everybody.
Wrap it up.
Bye, everybody.